got to get to that Eve situation because I actually congratulated her for coming to the label. So basically, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go back to the Eve thing, and then we'll get back to the movie stuff and the name change and all that. So I'm with Jay now. This time when I'm in Cali, I'm not really with my management. He'll come out for the couple days in Cali, see us, but I was out Cali for months at a time because it's like I can't let Bishop Lamont, that's my dog, but I don't know him like that, and he's kind of not my competition, but Dre is putting us in competition on who's going to come out first. So why would I spend most of my time in Atlanta? Bishop is out there with this motherfucker Dre. You know what I'm saying? So I had to go back and forth to Cali. Like I can't just, Dre is just like me in so many ways. Me and DMX got a lot of ways, but me and Dre, I think, are more alike in a way. We're Aquarius. We both Aquarius. Our birthdays is close together. We're the type out of sight, out of mind. I'll forget about a childhood friend if I ain't seen you in a while. And then you call me like, oh shit, my man. You know what I'm saying? But I forgot you existed because we focus so much on what we got going on
at that time.
We sometimes forget people. So I'm like, Dre already putting us against each other. Bishop already in the gym. Bishop already got the upper hand because he's a West Coast guy. Dre's gonna take to him. See, I didn't know at the time Dre loved East Coast rappers. He loved up north rappers, but he could never find one that can make songs. That's why he never signed nobody till me. And Eminem, for Eminem, you know, he co-signed 50. So if M co-signed 50, it's there. You know what I'm saying? Dre loved the Jay-Z's and all them motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z wrote a lot of shit.
I was going to say, still D.R.E. Jay-Z wrote.
Correct. And he wrote a lot of shit that'll never come out. Dre has played me some hits that'll never come out. Jay-Z wrote this nigga a record so fucking hard. Life is like a paradise. Matter of fact, life is like a paradise. And he just kept on flipping the word paradise so many ways. And Dre just would never put that detox out. But rewind time a little bit. So my man, I'm rolling with J Bible in Cali. He like, yo, we're gonna go to the club. Eve's there. Now J Bible been rolling with Dre since the beginning. So everybody knows J Bible from that's how I'm linking with Game. That's how I'm linking with Busta Rhymes. Anybody I'm linking with, J Bible knows him in Cali. So basically, I don't got the mixtape out yet. I hadn't done the mixtape.
Okay.
We just working on the album. So he like, yo, we're gonna go to the club with Eve. Now keep in mind at this time in Cali, in the life I was living at that time, it wasn't like Atlanta. When I go up, when people like, yo, we going out with G.A.G.E, we riding out 100,000 deep. In Cali, if we going out with Eve, it's just me, Jay, Eve, and maybe one of her friends or something. Like it's more personal. When I went out with Busta, it was just Busta and Rod Digger. Like it wasn't like he had his entourage with him. We're in Hollywood. They don't roll deep out there because entourage can get until I start hanging with Game. That's when Game was 100 deep.
Yeah.
Game had issues. Game was going at 50. Game ain't give a fuck.
It was going at Yuck Mouth Spider. Whoa, there was so many people here.
Correct. Keep in mind, oh my God, I'll tell you this story. I'm with Game one night. We in the club. Let me get this Eve one out. No, I gotta come back because this game.
Yeah, we gotta get this one out.
This game story better. So he's like, yo, Game like, yo, come to the club or whatever. So me and J Bow go to the club. Game there, he got the bottle, New Jersey Devils in there. I don't know if Juice was there that night. He might have been. Juice don't kill me. You know I just don't remember who was there, everything. But Game, I think the club is about to end. Game leans to me and says, yo, I'm about to knock this nigga the fuck out. Like, yo, who he talking about? Game walks across the stage, walks up the rapper, I don't know how to pronounce his name, Razkaz or Razkaz.
Yeah, yo, I remember because
he clocks this nigga with the fucking bottle. Boop. Yo, put this nigga the fuck out. Like, yo. And then that night, like, I don't know Razkaz like that. Don't kill me. Much respect. I already know what you're
much respect to Raz. Salute.
Yeah, Raz was outside like, where the fuck is he at? Like, nigga, it's on. But Game had already left at this time. But Razkaz was like, where the fuck is he at? And Razkaz was actually the first person I ever heard on the internet argue with somebody. He was on one of them, like I had never, you know, now people will be on Instagram all day. You a bitch ass nigga. Fuck you, nigga. Y'all ain't fucking with us. But he was the first person I ever seen get on the internet and talk shit to somebody. So that was funny to me, but much respect to Razcast. But yeah, and that just showed me Game character because all the rumors start coming out months after that. Like, not months, maybe weeks. And they were saying Razcast got jumped in the club and Game was 50 deep. Game was 50 deep. Now keep in mind, Game was deep. Game had like New Jersey Devil with him, which is just as short as me, if not shorter. Game had, I believe DJ Ski was with us. He's a DJ white guy. He don't want no issues, really. No offense, DJ Ski. I don't know what the fuck you be doing. I don't know who the fuck you be knocking out. If you got this history of knocking niggas out. But that's when I was like, okay, the industry can be the internet can be a little fake because they're saying Game jumped him and he was 50 deep. He was 50 deep with some people that if you wanted to fight Game, you could have fought him and they probably would have watched you fight him. I don't think New Jersey Devil was thinking, I got to jump in. I think he was thinking, Game's about to fuck him up. Why do I need to jump him?
And Game got it.
Yeah, Game got it. Game swung one time and it was over. Like, what the fuck is anybody going to jump in? See me, I'm the type, if I came here with you, I will jump in. So if Game needed me, he probably don't even know this. Chuck, I would have jumped in it because I'm pretty sure if I was fighting in the club back then, Game would have did the same fucking thing. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, that shit happened. But yeah, that was fucking funny. Game clocked this nigga the fuck out. But Game ain't sock him. He hit him with that fucking bottle. But he could have socked him. How he hit him. The bottle was just smoother because he didn't lose the bottle. He was able to boop, knock this motherfucker. Razcast was on a stage. He was able to knock this motherfucker off a stage and continue drinking his bottle as he left the club. and just walk past niggas. Like, he ain't even dat me up. I guess because, you know, when you're in that fight mode, you ain't really, all right, I'll see y'all later. Yeah. Drive safe. Yeah, he walked out. I think he had his man AR with him. That AR looked like he could fuck something up. But AR wasn't jumping in, I guess, because he know what Game do. There's no point. Razcast wasn't no big nigga. And it would have made Game look like more of a sucker if they jumped him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Game, you big as shit. If you can't beat this nigga, then take your L. You know what I'm saying? Game got that W for the West Coast. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? I was there for a lot of shit. I heard Dre was playing me shit before it ever came out. I heard the whole, I ain't gonna say the whole soundtrack, but I heard everything 50 Cent did for the Get Rich or Die trying soundtrack way. I'm talking about half a year before it came out. I heard Hustler's Ambition, Window Shopper.
Window,
you know what I'm saying? Because now I'm getting done how Dre did other people, what you think it is. Because Dre has to okay this shit.
Yeah.
Which I later learned 50 gonna do whatever the fuck he wants anyway. So nobody would have been able to stop him, but Dre had to okay shit. So he was asking me like, yo, what you think? And I was just giving my opinion on stuff. And it was crazy when it came out because certain songs that I didn't think would work, just worked. So I don't know if it was just because 50 Cent was at the height of his career, the movie helped it, they just put enough money behind it, or just the Eminem Dre affiliation was still so strong, it was going to do what it do. Because I would tell you, for one song I did not believe in was Window Shopper. But what I did say, I said I love the hook. I think 50 could come harder in the verses. I wasn't used to 50 singing. That was different. I'm used to 50 busting. So I was like, Dre, I don't like them verses. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how he took that. He might have took it as Gage don't know what the fuck he talking about. We putting this shit out anyway. He might have used input. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? But it came out and it fucking worked. Now, maybe I was a little right because it's not a record that they still play.
Yeah.
Like they still play in the club and all the big joints. So maybe I was a little right on that. I don't know. But I love the record. Once it came out, it was one of my favorites. Just because for some reason, when you hear records that you heard before they came out, and you see the love it's getting, it gives you that little more like, oh yeah, I was there. I heard that. I was there when they recorded. Yeah, I okayed that to Dre. You know what I'm saying? You get to kick your shit a little bit, whether it was some bullshit or not. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so that was that right there, man.
So like, cause you're coming from the East Coast, like, cause like following your career, like I understand, like you started to record like the soundtrack to my life, but you also, cause what I noticed with Aftermath artists, like if Dre is gonna like really fuck with you, he's gonna give you the okay for a label. So you had like the AM PM situation too. So like, how did you approach like them telling like, yo, I want to start my own label too?
I ain't tell them shit.
Oh shit.
I took the 50. Dog, listen, one thing about me, I loved everybody on the label, but I was watching what 50 Cent was doing. Cause I had an artist from the South I was fucking with, like a young buck. I had a fucking my best friend, like my cousin at the time. Well, still my family. I still talk to him. It's still family. My cousin Cheek Raw and shit from Philly making a move. You know what I'm saying? And he was making. I was like, God, he's my Lloyd Banks. He's who Philly loved him. Cause he's one thing I tell you. I always defied what people said I was gonna do. My cousin Cheek Raw, he was at the time. Those people do like the Smack DVDs and all that was in New York. That shit started in Philly. They would walk around with a camera. It was a guy, Too Raw from the streets. He would walk around with a camera and tape rappers rapping. And it was making like local rapper celebrities because he would take the local rappers, but then he would might have Cameron on there, guest appearing on it, or Freeway or Beanie Siegel. So it was solidifying. So my cousin would always argue with me, like, bro, you're never going to get on unless you come to Philly and get a buzz off these. Because to get a deal, you got to kind of have a buzz. Yeah. I got my deal and nobody knew who the fuck I was. So that's why I respected Dre, because Dre wanted you when you were a nobody. He don't want you if you hot.
Yeah, that's
Dre could be signing every viral star right now. He won't do it. He will only sign you if a motherfucker don't know who the fuck you are. You know what I'm saying? So basically, I'm looking at 50 moves. I just start shouting AM PM out in the record. It first was Aftermath, Philly Mob. Then I started getting South artists and other people from other places. So I changed it to I think it was Another Man. It was everybody had their own meaning. Some people was Another Man's Power Move. Some people said Another Man promoting music. Another Power Mommy. That's what the chicks was saying. You know what I'm saying? So we had different shit. But Dre never okayed that. I was just following 50 Cent's lead. And then them motherfuckers was showing me love. I was in Atlanta. Motherfuckers was like, yo, they came to me. I was in Atlanta. This my city I'm living in. Motherfucker came up to me like, yo, Young Buck want to meet you. He over here. So that's, you know what I'm saying? To this day, Young Buck is the only G-Unit member I ever met, besides knowing Game. But I met Game post-Unit. Now, 50 Cent has sent me messages through other people, like tell the motherfucker good luck or tell him what's up back in the day, tell him congratulations on the deal. But I never spoke to him. I never, you know what I'm saying? Before I left my deal, before that shit went far left, to be honest, I was scheduled to go to Detroit to work with him. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? You shouted him out, be like, tell Eminem to holler at me. Because I remember in some interview that you were trying to get at him.
That was after he was really doing, he hadn't signed, what's the group he had?
D12 Slaughterhouse.
Slaughterhouse. This was way before Slaughterhouse, but it was just, I saw Eminem was willing to take things that Dre saw something in, but Dre is like, you know what I'm saying? He just don't put everything out. Them knows this. When I got signed on Aftermath, which still people don't give me and Bishop Lamont enough credit, because we got signed at the time when he signed Busta Rhymes, Eve, Marsha Ambrosia, Raekwon. He had 50 Cent. So this ain't at a time when he was just signing bullshit. Yeah. So he felt like me and Bishop Lamont fit in this. They'll probably kill me for saying this, so I won't go too into detail, but the artist he was going to sign instead of me and Bishop Lamont, but he went the route of the new artist, Jadakiss and Nas.
Oh.
But he said, I guess he was signing too many legends. He was like, yo, I got to get some new guys. I want to, because these are all guys that I'm not going to really get the credit for when they get a hot album. When Busta Rhymes come out, I'm not fully going to get the credit for that. And he didn't. When Busta Rhymes dropped, Swiss Beats got most of the credit because Swiss Beats did the touch it, turn it thing. You know what I'm saying? And Dre knew this. So it's not like I tell people this. Some people that don't know my past, they think I'm lying. Like, oh, you took Jadakiss and Nas deal, but it's not like I'm saying I'm better than them or I had a better track record. At that time, Dre had just spent too much money on legends, and he hadn't signed a legend as big as Nas, I don't believe, besides Busta Rhymes and Raekwon. And matter of fact, when I got to the label, Eve or Raekwon wasn't there yet.
Oh,
when I got there before that. Yeah, so I actually got to welcome Eve to the label and that was cool. Like, I don't know if nobody else be giving you these jewels, man. I gotta give you some jewels, man.
See,
make this bitch go viral and shit. So basically, but Eve was different because
she's Philly. She's Philly.
No, she grew up on my street. She grew up walking distance from my house. I just didn't know her because you got west side of Germantown, you got east side of Germantown. My best friend Brass is from east side Germantown, then moved to west side. So he would always tell me about this girl, Eve, that rapped. You know what I'm saying? He knew her because he knew her whole family. Oh, her mom is Jeffers. Oh, her little brother Farad. Like, he would always tell me these stories. And then when she got on with Rough Riders, it was cool because he would tell me, see, west side people, we ain't really good up east side. I was always good up east side because you liable to get shot at, jumped if you a west side dude walking on the east side. And I'm talking about this 5-minute walking distance. And you don't want to get caught up there in the wrong block. But I was good up there because I knew everybody. Because Cheek Roth was from up there. My man Brass grew up there. So, and these are the fighters from around there. So yeah, like if anybody want a problem, it's down anyway. So Brass told me one day, he said, yo, now that Eve is a celebrity, she still comes back to the block every Friday.
Oh shit.
So and brings somebody with her. So every Friday for I told Eve, I don't know if she remember, but every Friday for years, Eve will come back to see her mom in the hood and bring somebody like Drag On, Jadakiss, The Locks. I was out there. She came up with MTV. They were shooting MTV Diaries. So I got to see all this as a young kid in Philly. So once she got to the label, I met her at the joint, and J. Bob was like, yeah, y'all got to see, he just knows everybody. So he's cocky with everybody. Yeah, Eve, y'all better do a song together. Y'all from Philly. Y'all on the same label. She like, I'm doing a song with him because he's from Philly. And I'm looking like, Eve, you don't even know. I got to tell you, like,
I know who you are.
I used to watch you come to the block when I was younger. Like, I never really put that out there because I'm in Germantown. And when Eve came out, she said she was from North Philly. So I didn't want to be like, you grew up in Germantown. You know what I'm saying?
You want to be that guy.
Yeah, but really, I didn't watch her grow up in Germantown. So she might have lived in Germantown, but hung down North Philly. So you're gonna rep where you hang at, whether your mom lived, because North Philly is only 15 minutes from us anyway. You know what I'm saying? 10-minute bus drive. You know what I'm saying? So, but that was great for me because that was something Dre didn't bring me. Nobody brought me full circle but Eve. Like, it brought me full circle. Like, I saw you when I wasn't able to talk to Eve. They were security was out there. We had to stay across the street. I was in with the crowd looking like, they go Drag On, they go Swiss Beats. Oh.
This was like Rough Riders at the height too.
Right. And at the time, my sister was taking Swiss Beats to music school down here, but she didn't know I rapped. She was in Atlanta hanging with Swiss Beats. So when I finally got to her, she was trying to get my demo to Swiss, but Swiss ended up giving her the wrong number. So she never kind of tried to get it Swiss again. She was like, dog, when you hang with somebody, but he might have thought, 1,000 people probably come up to Swiss a day talking about my brother rap.
Yeah.
And she just took it as, I used to drive you to music school a couple of days, but he probably got a rise from a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? But certain people just remember what they did for people, and it might not be as big to that person. You know what I'm saying? So I respected it, but she was like, nah. But Eve really brought me full circle. Like, yo, I was on the block. I had to walk 7 blocks to watch you. Some weekends you didn't come, and I came up here just waiting anyway. You know what I'm saying? And from there, stuff would just fall in my lap.
But that whole, because I don't know about, if you look on the internet, but, this generation talks about aftermath of art, and I don't know if you can see this, that group, but they were talking about you. So they were talking about your history, and there's a whole thread about aftermath artists, and people were wondering, they're like, where is this guy? Where is this guy? And I'm like, let me see if he did any recent interviews. man, like you can't find, like that's what I mean about, like I kind of wish that your album on Aftermath would have came out, because you have songs like Germantown where you get like real emotional about your parents being over that. Like, so whatever happened to that album? And then we'll get to Eve.
Well, basically, and to keep it 100, I have a lot of gay shit that was out, interviews and everything. I have a lot of gay shit, but when I switched my name, I kind of got rid of all that. Like, I ain't get rid of it. I just muted it on YouTube. It's still there if I ever wanted to do a documentary or release all my shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh, but keep in mind, I do got this. Oh, shit. I got my whole record deal on tape.
Sure.
That's a big box. I was taping before I got my deal, running around broke, all the way through my deal. So I have everything. A lot of these stories I'm talking about, I was riding around with a little camera when people was like, Dre and niggas like, yo, why you take me? I don't have no Dre tapes. That's what I'm mad of. Dre didn't like people filming them. So I didn't want to really. Yeah. Anybody else, I don't care if I'm invading your privacy. You can't drop me. You can't fire me. Dre's paying the bills. I'm going to respect him.
So because you have all that footage, so I was curious, because Aftermath was really big on like the CD and DVD era where the artists would come, like The Game, his album came with like the actual documentary. So were you like getting ready for that just in case if they were going to be like, yo, Gage, like yours is coming with the CD?
Facts. See, my best friend at the time that I moved down from Philly, we were both like, he rapped too. He was in the AMP on my man Brass. He's on the Whoo Kid mixtape. And he's on my second mixtape, CEO of the East with DJ Khaled. So basically, we both were making moves in the directions we wanted. He went to film school. He wanted to do videos. When I got my deal, he got a job at CNN. Oh, so it's like, I'm at the biggest label. You're at the biggest newscast. So every day after CNN, after he get off work, he would be coming to the studio with his camera. You know what I'm saying? To film me. Then my guy, Abdullah, they brought some guy named Abdullah in, AKA Frida Son, that's his director name, which he's the one that directed this movie I'm in now. So somebody brought him in one day, he had a camera. So my whole deal in Atlanta, I would have 2 cameras on. Oh, in LA, I just had my personal home camera because I couldn't, not that I couldn't afford it, but I wasn't thinking business like, yo, open a budget so my cameraman can travel. I was still like 21 years old. Yeah, I was coming to Cali. I'm excited. Yeah, I was coming to Cali to meet celebrities and try to fuck a movie star and shit. I've met every female movie star too. I've partied with them, I've chilled with them, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Fucking with that Cali. Like, I was walking home from school one day. For some reason, I went up the east side instead of cutting through the west side. I walked through a block and Music Soul Child is out there shooting a video. If I would have knew the girl next door would have been you, he like, you want to be in a video? Record? I was like, oh shit. Yeah, so I ended up getting in his video. You know what I'm saying? At a young age, he had a little cookout scene. He's at the table singing. I'm walking by, dapping up my homie. It's so crazy because the interaction I had with Music Soul Child, which he'll probably crack up if he ever heard this story, was my parents died. My mom died when I was like 8 or 9. My dad died when I was in high school. Then right after my dad died, it was just me and my grandmother in the house. She got cancer. So she had to go live in the hospital. So in high school, I'm living by myself. Not because I got money, like I'm balling, but I have my own house. So
a whole different type of freedom.
I'm poor. Music Soul Child saved me because he stopped. I didn't know at that time when they put food in videos, it's chemically induced and chemically injected, so it stays with a fresh look. I was about to eat that shit. Oh, yes. I had nothing to eat at home. Luckily, before my dad died, he had just bought a hot dog cart. So I had his inventory of buns and mustard. So I was eating mustard sandwiches for like a year straight, trying to finish high school. And I still finished. Let me tell you that. My 12th grade year was so fucked up. The teachers pulled me in a room. They did some illegal shit. They upped my grades to pass me because they said the shit I've been through, they wouldn't be able to live with themselves if they failed me. Oh, shit. So I graduated on some cheat code shit. Like, I was doing good my 12th grade year, but when everybody started dying and my grandma went in the hospital with cancer, I started fucking up. There was nobody to tell me you got to go to school. Like I'm waking up at 11 o'clock if I want to.
Yeah.
I don't have anybody that can say you shouldn't be doing that. You know what I'm saying? So I started thinking different. When the teachers did that, and it was our school's most hated teachers did that for me. So it's like to this day, I see on Facebook old students dissing them teachers, and I just keep quiet. Like, I don't even know what they did for me. Those teachers are passed on now, but you know what I'm saying? I'm like, y'all don't even know what she did for me because they let my grandma out the hospital right before she died to be able to come to my graduation. Oh. You know what I'm saying? Then she had to go right back in the hospital and shit. You know what I'm saying? So that was monumental, and I never got to thank them teachers for that. So that was big and shit. So that's why my music had that sad shit in there. I know Dre don't like mushy music.
But for the time, though, it was different. Like, we weren't getting, like, that raw emotional.
Right.
Now it's everywhere, but at the time, we weren't getting that.
Right. And I knew people, like, no disrespect to Ludacris, but it's like, I'm pretty sure Ludacris still has his core fan base, but he doesn't have that full new fan base still looking for him. Yeah. Because Ludacris always had hot songs.
Always that turn up music.
Always. They always had the #1 hits, but the people who people still look at are the people like Eminem. Someone who, I let you in my life. I let you know I was going through it with my mother. You know what I'm saying? I never knew Dre's little brother even died. Everybody ain't gonna let you in their life. DMX told us he was on drugs in his song.
Yeah.
And Slipping I'm Falling. They blinked it out, but some people could tell. Look how the rock got him open like a window. Like he gave you him. This is who I am. I love 100%. My grandmother. I'm on drugs. I love pit bulls. I came up in that era. So it was like, and see what Dre didn't understand, which I would love. I got to run into Dre now to really fully let him understand. I don't think he liked a lot of my songs was family based. See, I got 2 uncles. My grandma had about 13, 14 kids. Not the grandma that died of cancer, another grandma had, on my mother's side. All of them died. From my mom, it's maybe 4 of them left. I got an aunt down here. I have an uncle with a life sentence. I have another uncle with a life sentence in prison. And I have another uncle on death row. So I got 3 living uncles, and these motherfuckers will never see the light of day. You know what I'm saying? If I don't come out on Aftermath and get them somebody like Johnny Cochran. You know what I'm saying? So it was a lot riding on it. And Dre had to understand, I just lost my dad and my grandma a few years ago. My mom's shit was early in my life. So I had my whole life to grow past that. My dad's shit happened a couple years ago. Like a bitch was riding down the street with her lights off in her car. My dad was crossing the street. She ran. It was a hit and run. She was on the run and everything. You know what I'm saying? A crackhead chick too. Ride, forgot to turn her lights on at night. Caught my dad in the snow, which they ain't even, it took them a week to clean the blood up. He died on Germantown Avenue. I got to walk to the store every day and see my dad's fucking blood all in the fucking snow. So one thing Dre never understood, and I was too young to explain to him, a lot of that music was my therapy. Like, I have to get this out.
You could tell.
I didn't have any guidance. Like, Dre and them didn't come to me like, yo, I'm the big homie. Let me help you through life. I wasn't Eminem. Like, when Eminem got there, Dre didn't have too much going on. So
yeah,
he moved them in the house, and they were able to build together. Dre was at the height of his career when I got there. You know what I'm saying? So
like at an all-time high, and this shit wasn't even out yet.
Yeah, so I don't think I had so many references about my mother and my music. That's why my album was going to be called Soundtrack to My Life. And Dre didn't understand, like, I had the story that nobody else had. Like, because 50 got shot the fuck up, but a lot of shit that 50 was getting in, 50 was putting himself in that trouble. Like, my life was just, bad luck was just following me. People just dying around me. What? You know how many cousins I had that I grew up with? That I'm talking in 8th grade, they in 8th grade getting I have cousins that were murdered by other cousins, like first cousins, like, so it's like, I got to get this out. For one, the people want to hear this. For 2, I need lawyer money for my uncle. So I want to kind of, because they got rapists in my uncle charts. Like the mayors, and like my uncles were making so much drug money that they just put other charges on them just to make it stick. Motherfuckers had rape charges we light-skinned, and these motherfuckers had millions of dollars in it. My uncle was young as shit in the 80s, growing up on a dirty Philly block. He had yachts.
Yeah.
That's how much money they were getting. So they weren't raping people. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, my grandma had damn near 13 kids, only 2 of them was girls, my mom and my aunt. So this is damn near 12 brothers. They were a gang with millions of dollars. Like you couldn't, the Birdsong family couldn't nobody see them. If you go in, it's nobody in Philly that doesn't know them. There's people in Philly that might not know who Gage is, might not know who I am, but if they ask their uncle or something about the Birdsongs, they saw them. My uncles were on the news from 1980s up until my cousins were killing people and ended up on news or ended up in drug charges and everything. So Dre didn't understand. A lot of that was therapy. Like, I think that's the reason I'm like, my sister used to tell me, yo, I think you need to go see a therapist. And I'm like, why? You think I'm crazy? She like, no, you just been through so much. Maybe you need to talk to somebody. And I'm like, yo, I didn't talk to everybody. I didn't talk to you. You know what I'm saying?
You got something your music.
Something on that Whoo Kid mixtape. I know I had something. When you go back and listen to it, now you'll understand more when you hear references about my parents or references to my grandmom or to my uncles that's locked up. Like, it was a whole story, but I wouldn't take that Aftermath situation back for nothing.
Because yeah, I was gonna ask. They say like everything happens for a reason. You know,
everything happens for a reason. And I was cocky. Listen, I was on songs talking about just because I'm with Dre, I didn't have nothing to do with it. Me being a young dickhead from Philly, rolling with who I roll with, I just didn't give a fuck. I was on songs that was supposed to be on my album screaming, hey, matter of fact, fuck Suge Knight, telling me to come see me. Just because I didn't give a fuck. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck. Suge might get me in Cali, but he ain't going to get me in Atlanta. Watch who I roll with in Atlanta. Watch who I roll with if he come to Philly. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. So I ended up I had front row seats to the Mayweather. I think he was fighting Mayorga. I had front row seats to the fight. Guess who they sat me next to?
Suge Knight. Oh, shit.
Luckily, my album came out. But no, Dre just basically told me, like, yo, that beef ain't got nothing to do with you. You know what I'm saying? And we don't even, like, Dre is the type, if you negative or you bring a negative energy his way, he don't even want to bring you up. Because I just really wanted to touch on his character. Dre more of, he don't want that shit out there. So when I did the Whoo Kid tape, it was like, yo, you got to come to Cali. Dre want to talk to you about the mixtape. He mad. I'm like, oh, man. Keep in mind, I'm getting word from Whoo Kid. This shit is going crazy. They love it. You know what I'm saying? He did, I think he did 3 mixtapes that week, that same weekend. He dropped Mobb Deep's, and he did a joint on Freeway, and he dropped my joint. And he was only specifically, I think the only thing that was popping at the time was allhiphop.com. That's where you got your news from. And he mentioned he did the mixtape, but he just went straight talking about my shit. Talking about which his favorite record was on there. So I was like, damn, Whoo Kid fucking with it? And Dre mad? Like, Whoo Kid, Freeway was coming to G Unit. Mobb Deep was on G Unit. Yeah. He's talking about my shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So Dre was mad, but what I found out he was mad about was he heard so many verses on that mixtape that he thought was album worthy. Oh. And he like, you just gave them away for free.
So that's why like those records age so well. Cause like you go back and listen to them to like 2021, it's like, yo, man, like these records, like they age, but in a good way. Like you could tell like this was supposed to be for an album.
Mm-hmm. Because one thing Dre taught me to this day, people hate me, producers hate me for this. I'm the hardest motherfucker picking beats.
That's good though.
I'm the hardest motherfucker. Like, I done did too much. I done worked with Scott Torch. I done worked with everybody. I had beats from Just Blades. Like, I've worked with everyone. And the only reason I didn't go see Kanye was because they was like, yo, he gonna eat up half your budget. Half your budget will. Yeah, he's gonna charge you $200. You know what I'm saying? When people like, you know what I'm saying, everybody else, Eric Sermon was cheaper. I finally got with Akon because he said wait till the end of the album. But then we started meeting executives. J Bible knew executives from Interscope. Like, fuck that. Akon on Interscope, I'm gonna call one of them. We had them call Akon, and that's how I got right in the studio with Akon. But I was like, motherfucker, I knew you since the beginning. And my people brought you me and DMX. Like, you had the chance to get me and DMX. You know what I'm saying?
And that's crazy too, like how like in the beginning, like you were with Eve and then like the whole DMX and Eve coming to Aftermath and you're at Aftermath. So it's like, that's why I'm like, do you believe this was all destiny?
Right. I'm gonna tell you, the only time I tell people, which people never noticed, the only time I didn't mess with X that much was when I had my deal. X don't like industry shit.
Yeah, he even said it like plenty of times. I don't know.
Yeah, so keep in mind, at this time, X is telling my manager, I got some footage which will be coming out in documentary. People are gonna love this because we never seen my manager. Like I said, he's X big cousin for real. Nobody talked to DMX like he was talking to him because they was arguing. X was trying to charge. They was arguing about some footage he thought my manager put out, which now he can see he didn't because we about to put it out now. But yeah, so they were arguing because X was like, yo, I do a verse for Gage, but it's 50,000 in cash, untaxed. Like, yo, like, nigga, I done rode around with you. We knew each other for years. You done gave me clothes. This your cousin's artist. Like, your cousin finally got an artist with a deal. He like 50 cash and nothing. So when I would get with X, me and X wouldn't have too much communication. Like, it would just be my manager talking to him. X ain't really say nothing to me. The second I lost my deal, X was pulling up at the studio. Yo, ain't doing this record unless you want it. Da, 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 da. And it didn't click in my head till maybe a year ago where I was like, X just didn't fuck with me because it was industry. Because I'd be like, yo, I got footage from every era of my life with X.
My nigga Gage, fuck with cuss for a minute.
Real talk.
I know the rage. I know the cage. I peep the age. Let's get on stage.
My nigga.
My nigga. Let's do it. It's nothing.
From before I think I even got a drop from X on the Whoo Kid tape.
Hey, yo. This is Top Dog, Grand Champ, DM motherfucking X. You know what I mean? You checking out my nigga Gage, yo. Reppin' hard, baby.
Holla at your motherfucking boy, X. Yeah.
Show him how you do your thing, dog, and reppin'. For real.
When I got that first night I met X. Matter of fact, it was the end of the weekend. Remember I said he stayed all weekend?
Yeah, he's like,
so I was holding that all the way since then. But what people don't know, I dropped another mixtape. The original Crack Murder Miss Mills. Because I redid the Whoo Kid one. Did you hear the extended one? Because I dropped the extended one.
That was one of my questions, because when we were coming up, there was the Gage mixtapes that we didn't know if the first one was leaked, and then you came with the Crack Murder and Mixed Deal. So when we were coming up, we didn't know which one was like the finished product. So we kind of figured Crack Murder and Mixed Deals was there because it was longer.
I'm going to tell you what it was. The Whoo Kid, that almost was a whole beef behind that. Whoo Kid was like, yo, I want $5,000 to do the tape. So we like, all right.
Next.
We sent him Crack Murder Miss Mills. He was like, send songs. We're like, we're not sending those songs. And I'll tell you how I got the Andre 3000 drop too. Classic story.
Oh yeah, that's on there.
Classic story, because I didn't even know Andre and I got that shit. So look, and he don't do drops. You ain't gonna hear no drops with Andre 3000.
Hey, never hear this guy be doing drops.
Yeah, so basically, my manager at the time, he flew for free. Whoo Kid was in New York. My manager from Yonkers, like I said, his ex-cousin. So he from New York. So Whoo Kid like, yo, send the tape. We not sending the money or the tape. I'm gonna fly up there tomorrow and I'll meet with you and give you the shit. So
I would do the same.
Fly up there. We pay Whoo Kid $5,000. Whoo Kid, no, you know this shit true. No cat. Pay this nigga $5,000. Gave him this long ass motherfucking mixtape, and Whoo Kid sends us back that short ass version. He cut all the rest of the songs off. But at the end of his short version, he had a few drops where he just said Whoo Kid and said Gage. It was silence. That's how we took those drops and made our extended version. You know what I'm saying? But it was supposed to be the extended version from the gate. So that shit almost started something, because we paid you to do all these songs, and he was like, he had verses, his songs on that joint, they cut off before I got features on it. Because Whoo Kid was like, no, they just need to hear him rap. And I'm like, yo, we didn't pay you the A&R project. We just paid you to
host, to stream,
to do your shit, you know what I'm saying? But whatever the case may be, I didn't even care because Whoo Kid was moving with it. But before the Whoo Kid tape came out, So, like I said, I was recording in the biggest studio in Atlanta. So because I wasn't studio hopping, I was staying at this one studio, I had favoritism, no matter who you were. So Andre 3000 was coming in to record a session one time. He had just did the movie Idlewild, so he was working on the Idlewild soundtrack.
Oh, wow.
Yep. So they had the smaller room. I had the bigger room. Not saying I'm bigger. Anybody listening? I'm not saying I'm bigger than Andre 3000. I'm just saying I brought more money to that one studio, so I'm going to have favoritism. No matter how big you are, they're going to favoritism to the person spending the most money, not who's the biggest artist. They're a business. You know what I'm saying? So I got the big room. So Andre comes up to my manager and was like, "Hey, I hear y'all." Matter of fact, I ain't gonna say he wasn't that down to earth, but he was in his studio room, and one of the assistants came and said, "Andre 3000 needs to use your room just to record a quick vocal for the Idlewild soundtrack. Can he do it?" So we was like,
hell yeah.
If we can get a drop.
Yeah, this Andre 3000 or Andre Benjamin, whatever you want to call me, long as you call me. I'm laying low, chilling with AM PM. I want to give a shout out to Gage. Go on, handle that thing. All right. Lay low, stay cool. In a minute.
We ain't say hell yeah.
Oh, shit.
We said if we can get a drop, because we had a deal right now. So we wasn't just stopping. We working on this Dre album. We're not just going to stop our session. We don't care who you is. I'll show the respect to come out and meet you, but I just can't stop my session for nothing on this. Dre's down. Like, I can't tell Dre, I stopped your session so that you're paying for, so so-and-so could come in. But we like, if we get a drop. So he like, sure. He said, "Who's the artist? Let me meet him." That's how we came out. I ended up taking a picture with him, which I got the picture to this day. You know what I'm saying? He came in there and he was like, "Shit, I need some vocals on this soundtrack. Y'all trying to get on it?" He was by himself. I had 30 people in the studio with me. So on the Idlewild soundtrack, I can't remember what song it was, but it's like a rodeo song. You hear people going, "Woo," in the background. That was everybody. That was everybody from my studio session in there doing that with him. I didn't get on it personally because I don't know. I just thought I'd be playing myself. I'm signed to Dre and I'm on this guy's soundtrack to my woo, and I ain't getting paid for it. You know what I'm saying? I already got my drop. You know what I'm saying? He went in there and did the drop. You know what I'm saying? Which is actually, it's a longer drop that I was even thinking about bringing back out. So, yeah, so that's how that came about.
No one has a 103,000 drop. No one.
Nobody. You know what I'm saying? I still have all of those like records before they were sent to Whoo Kid, because Whoo Kid cut features off. Like, I had beef with Homies. He cut Homies off songs. Like, come on, Whoo Kid, you over there with G Unit. You know what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck if this is my first mixtape. I'm trying to make it look like I got a label too. You know what I'm saying?
Because I couldn't find a song, but like, was there a song of you, Busta Rhymes, and T.I.?
Yep. So what happened was Don Cannon did that. That goes back to my affiliates. Don Cannon, DJ Drama, DJ Sense, they were all a team. But I was fucking with Cannon. So Cannon, because Cannon out of them makes the beats. Later, fast forward, I'll tell you somebody Cannon has put out. Cannon is the guy who put Lil Uzi Vert out.
Yes, sir. And Jack Harlow.
Correct. Correct. And Jack Harlow. So Cannon was always fucking with me. So, because he was coming to the studio when I had a budget. My manager knew Cannon from back in the day. I didn't know Cannon from Philly, but Cannon was always coming through. So Cannon came through like, yo, he fucked with me. He was like, yo, I just did a song called Cannon. I did the beat, Busta Rhymes and T.I. on it. See if you could put a verse on it.
Oh, shit.
I was like, oh, shit. So I put a verse on the shit. What happened? I put a verse on the shit. And Cannon was like, yo, I love that shit. I'm dropping that shit Monday. That night, Busta Rhymes leaked it before I was even on it.
Yeah, because
Busta Rhymes or T.I., one of them leaked it. They was too hype about the record. So they leaked it before I was on it. That's why I ended up putting my version on. They probably don't even know I was supposed to be on it. I never told Busta that when I would see him or talk to him on the phone. I just let them have that. I don't want to be like, yo, I was supposed to be on that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, that's how that came about. But Cannon was like, shit, still put your shit out. And then they did the remix. I ain't gonna hold you. I was supposed to be on One Blood remix. I fucked that up. There was a lot of people on that
remix.
I actually got on it. I went to the studio again, did my verse.
Oh, you got the verse done? Oh, wow.
I'm gonna tell you how I fucked up. I loved the song so much. When I had to write to the beat, I could not fucking think of nothing to fucking say. Now I'm somebody, I am never left wordless, but it's like I didn't hear everybody else's verse. I heard Game's song, and it's like, we don't do gangs in Philly.
Yeah.
We don't do gangs in Atlanta. Well, they do gangs now, but they ain't do gangs here.
Yeah.
But Philly, we don't do gangs. So how am I even gonna come on One Blood? Like, you know what I'm saying? How am I even gonna come to fit? So what I did was, I'm like, I had just did the radio show with DJ Ski like a month before that. I had a verse on that I never put on nothing. So I put that verse on One Blood. I'm at the studio with Game. And Game like, yeah, nigga, this shit fire. This shit coming out, nigga. As I was leaving the studio, I seen DJ Ski coming in. I said, oh, he gonna tell him I already spit that verse. I already got that verse. But I really never put that verse on nothing. And it was a hard verse, so Game didn't use me on the One Blood. And Game spent me too. He was like, no, I'm doing an East Coast version. I'm doing a West Coast version. You're going to be on the East Coast. Right? He never threw me on that one and shit. You know what I'm saying? So and then when I ain't gonna hold you at that party with Aftermath. Oh, if you got any questions, go ahead. I don't want to jump ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead. That's good. That's good.
But after I parted ways with Aftermath, Dre was like, yo, because Akon was thinking about signing me to Convict at the time.
Ah.
Yeah, and when I worked with Akon, a lot of the songs I did with Akon, we vetoed. He wanted to put his artist on it. He's like, y'all want to put my artist on it instead of me. I'm like, you know how long I waited for Akon verses? But to his defense, his artist that we didn't know yet was T-Pain. Yeah. Oh. But we didn't know who T-Pain was going to be. It was you're the one, Akon. You know what I'm saying? Which the records we did were more sentimental, so I'm glad it was Akon. And then I waited so long for those features. Like that was it was like Eve again, another full circle. Because I met Akon when we were both broke. And now I'm working with you when I have money. You have more money than me. Yeah. But guess what? We're in the same motherfucking building on the same motherfucking song right now. You know what I'm saying? So by the time I left Aftermath, I had all these records and Dre was like, yo, listen, I'll let you have all your songs. My manager found some clause in the contract that if I left early, they had to pay me. So they had to pay me a certain amount of money to leave. After that, Dre called and wanted me to do some verses for him. So I'm keep it this way. I'm probably made more money after Aftermath than on Aftermath.
Oh wow.
Like from Dre. like almost like, yo, you must feel guilty that I'm gone or something. Like that you had to let me go or something. I don't know. Yeah, I get into that story of what really happened another day and shit. One day down the line, that it'll be time for that story. How I really left Aftermath. But yeah, so after that, it was like, yo, and Dre was like, you can leave with all your music. And he said, I'm gonna keep it 100. If you do the deal with Akon, I'm still gonna give you them 3 beats, I promise you. Akon didn't do the beat because he didn't have a major deal backing. He just had his label, but it wasn't like Convict wasn't signed to Interscope yet or Universal. Yeah, just Convict. So they didn't have a budget. But I'm like, y'all niggas is rich. So we told him, all you got to do, because keep in mind, through my whole Aftermath deal, before I got signed, after my deal, I made all this money. I never moved. I stayed in the same hood apartment. I never bought any other car except for that 93 Bonneville that I had before my deal. When I got my deal, I just put tent and rims on that motherfucker, but I ain't really switch up my car. It was like, I didn't know when the next check was coming. But then I go to Cali and Dre like, yo, treat yourself, start feeling like a celebrity. So that's how I ended up running through my money because nobody was telling me like this deal might not go through. I'm looking at how rich 50 is, how rich M is after Dre, how rich, I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? So after I left, it was like, yo, he was like, you believe these songs? Akon bullshit on the deal because he didn't want to pay my rent up until they get their big deal.
Okay.
So my rent was $560. Dr. Dre said he's still gonna give you the fucking beats. We end up taking Dre, Akon over there. That's how he ended up doing that song Kush with Dre and Snoop later on. Wow. We made that introduction from Akon to Dre. Me and Jay Bible. You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna give me credit for that. I done plugged some shit too. But anyway, it was time to do
that for it. Damn.
it was time to do the mixtape, and they wanted me to get Whoo Kid again. Everybody's arguing with me. I said no. When I had my deal, and I had did have my deal, and I worked with Cool and Dre, it was a very cool experience because that's how I met Dre from Cool and Dre was dating Christina Milian at the time. Yeah, so that's how I met her. She came through, and I met her, and I was smoking. She was like, "Oh, you got some weed?" I actually got a picture in here where that's back when you had the disposable cameras. You take the pictures and you take it to the store. When I went to get them developed, I never even knew I had a picture in there. Christina Milian must have took my camera and smoked the blunt and took a picture of it. And I with my camera, she didn't know whose camera it was, and I got it developed. And I was like, "Oh shit," because nobody was believing me that I was with Christina Milian. Like, "Oh shit!" But when I met her, she was like, "Yo, my sister would like you." So me and her sister ended up getting cool. I always kept in touch with her. You know what I'm saying? We was just friends though. You know what I'm saying? But from that, one thing I remember to rewind from the fast forward, when it's time to drop this next tape, when I worked with Cool and Dre, they introduced me to a lot of their friends. And one friend they had who was extra telling me I was hot was a guy named DJ Khaled.
Yo, CEO of the East.
CEO of the East. So listen, Khaled wasn't Khaled yet. No, but he did have a record. He did. I mean, Khaled always been Khaled. He still had the same.
Oh, but he wasn't like yo, Snapchat Khaled.
Yeah, so this is Khaled. He's in my studio session. It's just me, Cool and Dre, and DJ Khaled. You know what I'm saying? In my studio session. You know what I'm saying? So Khaled's listening. They playing the songs for him that they did. Back then, you know what I'm saying? It was just more about the lyrics. So they were listening to what I was saying more. So it ain't have to be the best song. Khaled was like, "Oh, you hot." You know what I'm saying? Take my number. Fast forward to when I lost my deal. Everybody was telling me what DJs is hot, what DJs I need to go to now. And that's another reason why CEO of the East didn't do as big as it could have, because Khaled wasn't as big as he is now yet. You know what I'm saying? I just for some reason, I just foresaw it. I was like, yo, whatever Khaled want, pay that man. I'll pay it out of my pocket. Dre just gave me some money to write some shit. Dre bought the soundtrack to my life, the song that was about my life. Dre bought it. I just had to switch it around to sound like it was a kid from Compton, but really it was talking about my life with my parents dying and everything. But he just never, Detox never came.
Oh, but whoa.
Yeah. Dre bought that shit. He bought a lot of shit. Listen, Dre so thorough. Dre bought some shit off me. Dre paid me for shit that he didn't even want my lyrics. He just wanted to rap on that beat, and he wanted to pay me to make sure I don't put my version out.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
like he don't even want. I ain't gotta go. But I always loved when Dre called after the deal, like, "Yo, I need something," because that means the budget's back open. I can go back to the big boy studio. I'm back. Call all the gang. Boys is back in town. I'm getting 12 hours. Dre don't know how fast I work. I'm about to knock out his shit the first hour and have 11 hours to record. That's how I was able to do CEO of the East. A lot of that shit. I'm gonna knock out Dre shit in 1 hour. He's gonna love it. And then the rest of it is gonna be, you know what I'm saying? It's my shit. So I would get 11 hours worth of work done, maybe 4 or 5 songs. I wasn't getting the studio like that at the time. So by the time I do get in the studio, I got songs done. So just load these beats up. I got that out of it, mixtape. By Monday, Dre would. One thing I say about Dre, I don't fuck with a lot of people. Dre, if he say he about to send you a check, it's really there on Monday. Like by the time the mailman comes, the check is there. So they whatever first priority mail they do, they make sure it's there. You know what I'm saying? So that's how that went. And I just got Khaled, and my team just rolled with it. Like, we don't know who the fuck Khaled is, but we'll ride with you. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest, CEO of the East was the first time. This is when Khaled was trying to jump his label off, but I don't know if he had any artists yet.
No, he didn't, because his first
CEO of the East was the first time people heard Khaled say out his mouth, "We are the best."
We represent the streets, the ghetto, the CEO of the East, my nigga Gage. We the best. DJ Khaled, what up?
First time on CEO of the East.
Yeah, because that 2007.
We the best. That's the first. He was calling me "we the best." I had people in Philly thought I was signed to Terror Squad when they heard it. It was like, "Oh, I thought you." That's when Khaled was with Fat Joe. It was like, "Damn, I thought you was with Terror Squad." How? Because Khaled was repping you like he was your artist, and I was like, "Nah, I paid him, and I did Khaled like we did Whoo Kid. When he was like, send the music, I said, no, Khaled, I'm going to personally come there. So it was during Super Bowl weekend, was in Miami. I personally drove to Miami, met Khaled at the club. Like, he was DJing there that night, Super Bowl after party. I walked up to him with the CD. Khaled like, yo, I ain't taking no demos. I'm like, no, motherfucker. I'm the nigga that just paid you. Like, you know what I'm saying? He said, oh, Gage, I ain't in my dad. I'm tired, man. It's, you know what I'm saying? And from there, after that, it dropped. Khaled was like, yo, send us some because I'm going to help promote it. But right when we was sending him, Khaled just started his elevation. And he was just gone ever since. Like,
because whatever that first record was off his first album, that shit took right off. I think it was a Holler at Me with Pitbull, Lil Wayne, and Trick Daddy. That was everywhere. That's crazy how you foresaw DJ Khaled, because, man, this motherfucker just released his, 10th album? This shit got Jay-Z and Nas on the same track? Like, yo, this is...
Right. And then my whole thing was, people was telling me to do Gangsta Grills, just pay DJ Drama and Cannon and them. And which I might did owe that to Cannon, not really Drama, but my thing was, everybody doing Gangsta Grills. Not everybody, but Gangsta Grills did. If you did a Gangsta Grills, you blew up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't know that at the time, but I just foresaw something in Khaled. And to this day, you don't hear a lot of Khaled hosted mixtapes. So it's like my little, it's like my little thing that I could be like, yo, Khaled hosted my mixtape. Khaled is, DJ Drama and them were great at the time for DJs, but Khaled was like an A&R. Khaled done put hits together. Like, not saying Drama and them ain't do that now, but at the time, Khaled was putting together hits, like
early on that.
And then when I met him, Khaled was just, he was just genuine. I didn't know DJ Drama. I know Cannon, but Drama was more Gangsta Grills. I know Cannon was in more too, but when I thought of Gangsta Grills, I thought more of Drama for some reason.
He was more out there screaming like John Brady, Gangsta Grills, like all that. He was like a featured guest on those tapes, I'd like to say.
Correct. So I just saw something in Khaled, and to this day, it's like where Khaled is at now. He's still dropping albums. I can still support him, like, you know what I'm saying? Because Khaled went hard for me on that tape. He went harder than Whoo Kid, and I had a deal when I was with Whoo Kid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And I can see why you went there personally, because after the whole thing of Whoo Kid, it's like, no, I'm coming down there personally.
Right. I'm coming personally to see you, bro. I'm going to come hand you the money in your hand, and I'm going to hand you the motherfucking music in your hand. Please don't lose either. I know you ain't going to lose the money, but please don't lose the music. Because I ain't driving to Miami again. But it was Super Bowl weekend too, so I didn't mind going down there. I'm like, fuck it, I'm going. I'll make a whole trip of it.
When did you know that the Gage Germantown has to? Oh, hang on, I got that. What did it stand for again? Germantown Ave gotta eat. Yes. So when you realized like you had to switch your alias, like, what was that going through? Because everybody knew you as Gage. Like, did you have to like really think about that? It's like, damn, I already established myself as Gage, but do I really want to make that jump and go as like 2.0?
Facts. I'm gonna tell you what happened. I had stopped rapping for a little bit. And when I say stop rapping for a little bit, I literally mean like 6 months. And when I say stop rapping, I don't mean gave rap up. I mean, I was writing, I just wasn't going to the studio like that. You know what I'm saying? So I started a little internet radio station. And from there, I started working on an album called The Neighborhood Orphans with two people I knew for a while, a singer and a producer. And the singer had a similar story to my story. His story is just as crazy as mine, how he came up. You know what I'm saying? So we was doing The Neighborhood Orphans. I started calling myself Gage 2.0 because this when I really got into the gym. I lost maybe damn near 100 pounds almost. I got smaller. I grew a beard. My brain started thinking different. I was so different. I didn't even feel right when people like, yo, Gage Money. Didn't feel right no more.
Oh yeah, Gage Money. That was your old Twitter.
Right. That was my name though. Like it was Gage, but it was like how Jay-Z got Jay-Z, but then he got J-Hope.
Yeah.
So I was Gage Money, but in the industry, people only called me Gage Money. Nobody never called me Gage. No, not Buster, not you know what I'm saying, Game, none of them. It was always Gage Money because a kid from my block in Philly actually I called myself Gage, which Gage really came from, I had a classmate with his last name Gage. And I just thought that was so cool. And I didn't know what my rap name was going to be. I'm like, I'm taking your last name. But I eventually made it fit me. Germantown Ave gotta eat. Because it was like, I knew Gage, the gun was spelled G.A.G.E. And his name was spelled G.A.G.E. And it was just so different. Which now, listen, now that I changed my name, Google Gage Money rappers or Twitters or Instagram. There's so many Gage Monies and Gages now.
Yeah,
like, y'all couldn't wait. Y'all couldn't wait. But everywhere I would go, from Cannon, seeing Cannon, anybody, they're like, damn, you lost all your weight. Damn, you got a beard now. What should we call you now? You don't even look like Gage. And it was like, damn. And I was going by Gage 2.0 now. So I was like, yo, my man came over one day. I was like, yo, I'm going to drop it. I think I'm going to drop the Gage. He was like, nigga, fuck that shit. Then drop that shit in here, country nigga. Man, drop that shit, shout it. Like, fuck that shit. Fuck Gage. I'm like, yeah, fuck Gage. After that, I just started snapping on anybody, like my manager, anybody. I would get an attitude. We're going to fight if you call me Gage. Not because I hated the name so much. It's just when we start setting up new meetings, I didn't want them going there, slipping up, accidentally saying Gage. I needed y'all to get 2.0 or 2 dot in y'all head. My name 2 dot, aka 2.0, aka 2 dot. So friends call me 2 dot. Industry, I want them to call me 2.0, but 2 dot kind of stuck more. So people would just call me 2 dot. I don't want y'all calling me Gage. So now I'm at the point where, because that was years ago. That was maybe 2015 I started switching.
Oh wow! So this wasn't right after Aftermath. You actually you stuck with it for a bit. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was Gage Money because I had to live off that. But then I'd do radio interviews and they'd be like, oh, what happened with your Aftermath deal? Oh, why Dre ain't put you out, Gage? I knew the 2.0 was going to shut everything up. But I knew the only thing was all my past DMX drops, all my past Khaled drops, all my Whoo Kid drops, they go out the window. I can't use them no more because I'm 2.0 now. I can't post, oh, I remember Whoo Kid shouted me out. He's like Gage. And the new people are like, nigga, name 2.0. Who's Gage?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I knew that was something I had to live with. So my manager was like, you sure? You know what I'm saying? And now people call me Gage. It's almost like that's my real name. So if you hear somebody call me Gage, people look like, oh, he really know him. Like he calling him by his real name. Like, but now everybody else call me 2 dot. My business people, my manager, even though he's been with me 18 years, he calls me 2 dot just so he don't slip up in no meetings and be like Gage. You know what I'm saying? Because also what you got to understand, a lot of rappers don't understand. I know Juice probably felt it. And that I don't know why he switched his name, but maybe this is one reason.
Oh, he appeared on the podcast early on. That's my guy. We got to tell.
Okay. But I don't know if this is one of his reasons. But I couldn't get away from people asking me why the fuck Dre didn't put me out or asking me about Dre. And I'm pretty sure people was asking him about Game. You know what I'm saying? And it's a relationship thing. So it's like, say Jay-Z wanted to sign me. I want to sign Gage Money. Jay-Z is automatically going to call his friend Dr. Dre to be like, yo, you think it's cool if I sign Gage?
Yeah.
Dre has the right to be like, no, nigga, fuck that nigga.
That's my artist.
Nobody knows who 2.0 is. You're not going, 2.0 never had a deal. You're not going to know who 2.0 is. Jay-Z's, I done had meetings with Lenny S., Jay-Z's top guy, which almost got a deal over there. This was a couple years ago. Lenny S. was like, yo, I'm fucking with him, but they want me to start managing Khaled. And that's when Khaled really, really took off. But I had the inside Jay-Z connect at Rock Nation and shit. But right now, I'm at the point where I don't want to do. I don't want a record deal. I got movies coming out. you know what I'm saying? I had my own, I got in the stock market a couple years ago. So I have my own money now. If I want to put myself out there, I can put myself out there. I'm actually doing a song deal right now. Nobody even knows this. You're the first exclusive. I'm doing a situation right now with the same people that paid to put this movie together because I'm the lead character. Nobody really knows me. Why not blow this motherfucker up a little bit before the movie comes out? Yeah. So I actually got some music about to come out that's going to get a nice little push behind it. But I can't do the record deal. I did it before. Like, it would have to be structured so much on my side because people think they see the glamorous life of the industry, but what they don't understand is
the inside.
I missed a lot of my nephew growing up because I was going wherever Aftermath sent me. I would be in the studio till 4 a.m. They might call me at 3:30 a.m. because it's still early in Cali and tell me, yo, you're going to work with this producer in Miami tomorrow. Your flight leaves 6 a.m. Like, huh? I'm in the studio so tired. So the reason I say I don't want no deal is I don't want to be on nobody else's time. I want to be able to move how I want to move. You know what I'm saying? If that means I can't be the biggest artist out there, that's fine. Because I have money now, I can put myself out there. I have I'm about to do movies and television shows. I have stuff that's about to put my face out there for me to where I ain't got to sign no deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the investor's first movie and my friend Abdullah's first movie that they're doing, the director, and he wrote the movie. Guess who put them together? My manager, the same one that plugged everything in the fucking world. So basically this their first movie, and they're both about to do more movies. And I saved both of them kind of because, for one, y'all had to fire the main actor when the budget was gone. So y'all didn't have money to. Who else was gonna come in for free and finish a fucking movie for that?
That's like loyal.
But a friend. Like, fuck it, I do it. Y'all got a trailer for me. I'm performing with some of my favorite actors. I've acted in little music videos, but I've never really thought of myself doing movies. And I got real scripts, real trailers, real makeup artists, and you know what I'm saying, actors that I done watched coming up on TV. They like, you gotta meet the girl that's playing your manager in the movie. I go meet her. It's rapper Jim Jones, his mom. His mom plays my manager. Which is so funny. Mama Jones is my manager. Yeah. So she cusses me out in the movie. I had to fire her and shit. But so that's funny. So so that premiere should be big. She's gonna come out. She said she'll bring her son out. It's a lot of people. Snoop from The Wire is in it. A lot of people. It's a lot. She plays my sister in it, but she's a cop, so I don't really fuck with her in it. But yeah, so you know what I'm saying, that's gonna be big. So it's like I don't really want to sign a deal, and how deals are structured nowadays. No offense to nobody that's older like me that's still looking for a deal, but that ain't for me. I know some people gotta still get it out their system. They never had a deal, so they're like, I gotta feel what it's like. Don't get me wrong, I love the big budgets and the doors that opens up. I can just walk to the front of lines and tell them I'm with Dr.Dre.
And I'm doing the perks, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Of course, the perks, but just the not being on my own time, feeling like I can put together some of the hardest music I've ever done and send it, and they're like, no, we don't like it.
Yeah.
Try again. You know what I'm saying? With my shit, CEO to East, I put out what I wanted. You know what I'm saying? I put out what I wanted. Crack Murder Miss Mills, Whoo Kid, I put out what I wanted because those were my projects. You know what I'm saying? The album was going to be Dre handpicked.
Yeah.
You know? Dre handpicked, which I didn't mind. Dre know better than me. But another thing people don't understand, Dre is in the Cali Hills. Dre ain't coming out to the streets. I was in the streets, so I saw Dre laughed at me one time because I was in the studio. He was walking past, and I was in the studio watching BT Jams or whatever beats, 106 and Park, and they were playing like Southern artists. He didn't think the South. He didn't know the South was about to take off. I'm like, yo, I'm in the South. Like, I remember a song Dre hated of mine I did with a big producer too. It was called Rain Man, because I was coming from Atlanta. I was trying to be the first, which I was the fucking first. But I was coming from Atlanta. See, in Cali, at this time, you wasn't allowed to throw money in the strip clubs. You just had to slide. You just had to slide your little dollar or put it in their little garter belt. I was coming from Atlanta, where Big Meech and them was throwing up 250,000. Like, the people they rap about, Rick Ross, I think I'm Big Meech. Like, I was there. Like, I watched this shit. So I watched them throw up this money. So I did a song called Rain Man. I'm like, this is gonna take off. They calling it Make It Rain. You know what I'm saying? I did a crazy song called Rain Man. Dre was like, no. And I don't know if he regretted it or I don't know if he even heard it. But maybe a year later, Fat Joe and Lil Wayne came out. We make it rain on them hoes. And I was like, see, motherfucker.
Did you hear the story about behind that record, how it was accidental, Make It Rain?
No, I didn't.
You know Jim Jones' record, man, off Hustler's Prom called.
Oh yeah. Lil Wayne, they copied that hook or something. They copied off Jim Jones.
Yeah,
song.
and he was so pissed. But when the song came out, it's like I don't know if I could be pissed at this guy because how big it was.
I bet. I ain't gonna lie, I almost had a verse from Lil Wayne.
Yeah, see, but what you said about like the labels and like, see, I could like say if you would have had that verse from Lil Wayne when you were signed, like say if you got like a Drake verse now because you were independent now, you don't have to wait for this guy to be like, I gotta sign off on this. I know these big labels, they have to like get somebody to sign off on these songs that get released. You're independent. You could put out like like the record I was listening to you earlier today. It was called C4E2. Like you put that out because you felt the vision for that. So like where for major label, they would probably be like, oh, well, we don't understand this. They're like, but the labels are dead nowadays. It's the internet's the label.
Mm-hmm. And that's another thing. Like I can't, like I done grown up for that shit. Like I can't do the deal. There's still people my age that still sign deals and still want deals, but it's just not for me. For one, now I'm gonna tell you how I would sign a deal. They would have to come to me. So that means I would have to get myself hot because label ain't just coming to somebody who ain't killing the streets right now. So I would have to get myself hot and then they come to me. But once I'm hot, why am I signing my deal with you? Yeah. That's why I don't understand some of these artists. They see those big numbers and I'm like, oh, just because they're going to give you $1 million budget, when you see that contract, it's going to say $1 million for 25 years.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if I'm going to keep it 100 with you. I loved shooting that movie. So both the director and the investor are doing more movies this summer. I'm like, yo, sign me up for both of y'all shit. I don't care if I got to shave my beard, play a nerd, play a pastor, play a preacher. I don't care. I like this shit because for one, it's quicker than rap. For two, once I act my part, I can go home and I ain't got to worry about this movie at all because y'all have to promote it. Y'all have to put it out there. When it comes to rap, I have to be doing the interviews. I have to be traveling. I have to be, you know what I'm saying? I'm grown now. I'm looking at the stock market. I ain't got no time to be running around here performing at shows that they shooting outside the club.
But you were at a right age during that at that time. Like you were young at the time. Like that's
at the time I was with whatever. They could have told me they just started shooting at the club and I was still on my way there. You know what I'm saying? Like my manager hated that I was fucking with BMF because I was in spots that I wasn't supposed to be in. Like,
man, geez, I can only imagine some of the calls.
Like, man, I was fucking with free my brother, Ills Pesh, man. Hopefully 50 Cent, you cashed his part right, man. He was the vice president of BMF. That was my guy from Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? Ills Pesh. People know it. That's how Fab and them started fucking with BMF, Busta Rhymes, all of them. Everybody from New York was fucking with BMF because of Ills. So free my dog Ills, man. But yeah, so I done seen some shit. I can't go back to that life. I be like right now, it's still the same thing. Like to break a record in the South, you go to the strip club. I'm engaged, bro. To be married. I'm not trying to be in this strip club dealing with in the same strip club I was in 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Trying to get the new guy to play my record. Like, So yeah, so a deal would have to be, like I said, no offense to nobody who's still doing the deal, but that shit just ain't for me, man. If anybody watching, you got a check from me, I will do it. Like I said, I'm doing a situation for the soundtrack right now, but I'm doing that deal because it's for the movie soundtrack.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To where I have the single on the soundtrack and they're going to put money behind the single just to blow that song up so people can see the movie. So that's me doing a deal without me doing a deal. You know what I'm saying?
So we're staying ahead of the game. That's why, because it's not backed by like a major, like Universal, like this is coming out of their pockets.
Facts. They like, yo, to be a hot rapper now, you got to hold up your money. I'm like, all my money digital. If you see, I'm going to keep it 100. If you see any money in my videos, it's fake money. Yeah. I don't touch cash. I do not touch no fucking cash. Do not give me, if somebody pay me, you can ask anybody around me. If anybody gives me money, somebody just gave me $100 bill. I sold it within 2 minutes. I was like, anybody want to buy 100? Just take this 100 and cash at me $100. I do digital money. I do not do cash. I don't fuck with cash.
It makes it easier.
Yeah, so I'm probably killing myself by saying if you see money in my video, it's fake. But on everything I love, I have more money than any money I would put in my video. You know what I'm saying? But it's just, I'm in a different part of my life. Like the shit I'm doing, the way I think, like, you know what I'm saying? I just bought a part of Apple One. If people don't know what Apple One is, I put some money on the first ever Apple computer. Oh. I just bought a part of the retirement floor that Kobe played on. He autographed it and they dug the shit up. You know what I'm saying? I'm on that shit. I'm about to put some money in to buy the fucking, I won't buy it, but I'll have shares of the fucking Declaration of Independence. I have stock in Apple, Tesla. I have cryptocurrency. I have NFTs. People are doing the NFTs now. I have one NFTs from Mark Cuban. Like, you know what I'm saying? That I could resell for how much ever I want, that I done bought straight from Mark Cuban, and I'm in a situation with him where he gets a percentage when I resell. So my mind frame, the shit I'm even thinking about getting into is like, how I'm gonna go sign a record deal and be on here with this artist talking about sipping syrup. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And my mind frame is I need to be owning a label or something.
Yeah.
But I still do stuff like C4E, which is called Coming for Everything, because for one, I never got my full shot that I think I deserve. For two, I'm a rapper by nature. If I never make it, I'll probably still be rapping. Like studios in my house.
I was gonna say it's your passion, obviously. You can see it.
Yeah, it's my passion. It's my therapy. If I'm mad at my fiance, I'm gonna come in here and record. You know what I'm saying? We argue. I'm not gonna go fuck with a bitch. I'm gonna go in here and make a hot record and use those emotions. It's just my mind frame. They want me. I'm not in the mix with, like, I got homies right now that got artists, they managers, they got artists that's really, really taking off right now in big circles that I could have got in and kind of took off with them because they was calling me every day, yo, come hang around. But people don't think about I'm older, bro. I can't just come hang out no more.
Yeah, you got a life for your own.
Right. Although they were working towards something that's making them millions of dollars now, I understand that it's still not for me. I don't care about the money. I came up from the X lineage. X don't care about the money. You'll never see X dress fly. Or X say one time he only owned 2 suits. One he wore to a funeral, and the other he wore when he got married. You know what I'm saying? He did
say that too, yo. He did say
that. Like, shit, I came up from that lineage. X is just, you know what I'm saying? Not to spoil nothing. I ain't even gonna spoil it, man. But I'm working. We doing a documentary, man. I got a good green light, man. Y'all gonna see a whole lot of DMX footage coming real soon. So, you know what I'm saying? And you will see my name in the credits. You know what I'm saying? Just know that. Some real shit. His family, the real story of him. You know what I'm saying? His family. You know what I'm saying? So just know that's coming for the people. You know what I'm saying? But I came up on that lineage. So like I said, some people got to get it out their system. I know people that had deals, but they didn't have an open budget.
Yeah. You had
I got a record deal, right, but I can't just go work with any producer I want and Dre is just going to pay it. I just send the invoice. You know what I'm saying? Because the studio I was in for the 2 years working in Atlanta, I was there for one of the years. I was there every day, 3 days a week for 2 years straight. No, for 1 year straight, I was there 3 or 4 days a week. And we was paying $2,000 per session. So I could just charge, and I could have went anywhere. I could have worked with Timberland, whoever. You know what I'm saying? I just worked with Scott Storch because he was of the Dre lineage. So I don't care how much he charged.
Family umbrella, yeah.
Yeah. Family umbrella. Let's do it. You know what I'm saying? I was really trying to stick with that cloth, man. But
yeah, I was in the interview, but I can only imagine some of the shit that you've seen that you ain't allowed to talk about behind the scenes.
Man, and then I'll be looking at my manager, and like my manager, he's different. He not like Jake, but I talk to my manager every day, so I get the coolest X tour stories. We actually, like, you'd be surprised at the footage I have in my computer. Like, you know what I'm saying? You'll see it one day, but like, dog, I have some footage. I have footage of Leor Cohen first taking his business hat off and putting it on Jay-Z's head, showing showing they were grooming him to be the next guy. Like,
or the
I
next
have X's wedding on tape. I have the time when Irv Gotti was first playing X, Jay-Z, and Ja Rule, the Murderers beat that they wanted them, that they all got on, they ended up putting out. I got the footage with Irv first playing them. He was like, yo, in the hook, y'all just gonna say Murderers, and X killed it, and everybody was scared to rap after him. Like, listen, so I have, and this is from my manager. Like, we have footage and stories. Like, I get stories from him every day. Like, I got a crazy Ja Rule Irv Gotti story from my manager this morning and shit. I don't want to put his story out, but you know what I'm saying? I get stories like that from him every day, from Eve stories, Foxy Brown, Dr.Dre before I knew him. So I can't wait till my man J Bible was just out here in Atlanta and I got with him, but I hadn't seen him in about 14 years. So I ain't had time to pick his brain. It was more like, yo, how you been? We chilled, talked. I put him up on game with the stocks and shit, the cryptocurrency. But next time I get with J Bible, if you watching this, Jay, I'm picking your brain. Because you was with, I just seen you in an NWA video. So you got Dre stories and Easy E stories. I never asked you why. You got Tupac, Suge Knight stories. I want to, Jay, I'm hit soon. Next time I come to Cali or you come to Atlanta, I'm just want to, you know what I'm saying? I want to hear everything. Because I come to the studio one day and I was leaving and Jay was like, oh, my friend about to come over. This is how nonchalant Jay is. My man coming over. It was Dub C. That's how I met WC from the West Side Connection. He walked up like, what's up, Jay Bible? Da-da-da-da. Like, people just know Jay Bible. I went to, you know who Anthony Anderson is?
Oh, of course.
Comedian. I went to brunch with him, fucking with Jay. It was me, Anthony Anderson, and like 4 other famous comedians right now. Like, just
a movie of DMX, Cradle to the Grave.
Facts. And I should have mentioned that to him. Like, yo, I know X, but it's just, I never wanted to be that guy that seemed like a groupie. I'm not gonna, you know what I'm saying? That's one thing Dre said. He was like, yo, he ain't act cocky enough when he was in the studio with us that one day. Like, you too humble, you too quiet. And I was trying to tell this man, I was in the studio, the reuniting of Dre and Snoop. How can I be fucking cocky? You know what I'm saying? How can I be cocky, bro? I'm sitting here quiet, absorbing. You know what I'm saying? I'm absorbing. I can't be that guy walking around like I'm the, you know what I'm saying? I know that's what they want, but I never could be that. That's another reason I can't go to a label, because I'm at the point in my life. Imagine if I get to a label and they want me dressing different.
Yeah.
Or they want me to talk different. Like, bitch, you know how old I am? Like, what the fuck you mean? Like, I gotta do me. I would have to blow up and then a label come to me, because then I got the leverage to be like, all right, well, we forming this contract like this. But right now, with under 20,000 followers, I'm not going to be able to really tell them what I want. It's like, nigga, you want this deal or not?
So speaking of that, what do you think of, because you were part of that family tree, what do you think of Griselda and Shady? Like, what do you think of that whole idea? Because they never changed their sound when they signed to Shady.
Facts. But see, you gotta understand, they come from the Shady lineage, which comes from the Dre lineage. Dre don't make you change yourself. He might have critiques, but Dre ain't gonna make you dress different.
Yeah.
He might say, yo, dress up sometimes, or go buy some, like he the first person that made me go buy expensive shoes. Like, I bought some Gucci shoes. I was a Jordan Air Force One guy. And Dre, somebody, I never seen Dre wear nothing but white Air Force Ones. Never. And that was another thing when I would meet celebrities and they were so iced out and diamond out. I'm like, yo, the big dogs don't wear no jewels. Dre got Air Force Ones with the wrinkles in them. I went out one night with Dre and Jimmy Iovine. Jimmy Iovine's sneakers shoes look like they 9 years old.
Yeah.
Like, and these are the guys that's up there. Y'all are trying to look the part. So
it's like that meme. It's like that meme where they show the guy, he's all like looking like a nerd, and the guy looking like a rapper. It's like, this guy actually is running the shit. This guy is like kind of everywhere.
Facts. And I was good and privileged to be able to be in those circles to see it. That's why I learned a lot from Dre.
Yeah.
See, a lot of people didn't learn stuff because maybe people didn't learn from Dre. But like you said, I'm sitting there quiet. Like, I remember I did a rap. I can't remember the rap, but I talked about something. And then DOC walked in And the DOC walked in and was like, oh shit, that's what me and Gage was watching on the news. Motherfucker, you remember that and put it in a rap? So people always saw like I just observe and I just put it in a rap. I'm not gonna tell your business because I have my own story. I don't have to act gangster because I grew up with all the gangsters. I didn't have to be a gangster rapper because I grew up with the real gangsters. I grew up in an area where you got gangsters and you got people who survived. So I was one of the ones who didn't survive. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of Philly artists, they ain't take to me because they like, oh, you left Philly, you know what I'm saying? So people don't look at me as that. That's why I never really found a home that fully claimed me, because the South claimed the South. They stick together. Yeah. They're not going to claim me. Philly's not going to fully claim me because no matter I grew up there or not, I ain't leave Philly till I was 20 years old. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But because I didn't make it there, they're not going to fully claim you. But what I be trying to tell them is, y'all don't have my story. If I ain't leave Philly, I'd have been dead or locked up. These rappers in Philly that's big, no disrespect to them, they still go see their mother and they see their grandmother. I had nothing. Like, y'all still went home. Yeah, y'all sold drugs. Y'all sold drugs and was able to buy Jordans. I used to sell drugs and had to buy food. I wish I could get some hot sneakers. Then my drug money had to go to living. Like, I'm a kid, I'm a teen, I'm in high school. You know what I'm saying? And I had to survive, you know what I'm saying? So that's one thing I want people to know, because a lot of rappers will say that, like, oh, he ain't blow up in Philly, da-da-da-da. Like, nigga, I couldn't. I would have died. My sister was living in Atlanta, and she saw how I was living. She was like, you got to get the fuck out of Philly. I actually came to Atlanta one weekend to visit and just never left. I sold my car in Philly. I sold that through my cousin up there. I sold my house from up there. Like, I drove up there just to sign off on the house and got rid of the crib. Like, I just wanted to get the fuck out of there. Like, too many bad memories, and people didn't understand my story. And my only family I had was in jail. So it was like, I'm automatically going where they going. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to take a different route. I'm not going, my whole family dead in jail and I'm about to be a doctor. You know what I'm saying? But I did have rapping. But it didn't look like, in Philly, it didn't look like I could actually make it. You know what I'm saying? I have people, friends, best friends that got big as fuck in Philly, but they never had a record deal. You know what I'm saying? They were just big in their city. Just in the bar, yeah. And I never wanted that. One person I use as an example, I always wanted to be like. Now I'd be like, they're gonna kill me for saying I wanted to be like, but just for this aspect, Nicki Minaj. New York don't really claim Nicki Minaj. She's more worldwide. Yeah. So that's what I mean. I don't mean I wanted to be like Nicki Minaj, but just that aspect, like people don't hear Nicki and automatically be like, oh, she from. Matter of fact, I don't even think I can tell you what part of New York she's from. It might be Queens, I think, but maybe Queens. Yeah. But it's not. But if I ask you where Nas from, oh, Queensbridge, Jay-Z, oh, Brooklyn. But I don't think of Nicki like that. I think of Nicki more worldwide. So that's kind of what I was going for. I never wanted to, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to go back to Philly and help out, do charity and put all my friends on there. But I didn't want to be known as just a Philly artist or, you know what I'm saying, artist from here. I was always just, I repped where I was from, but I felt some pain up there. Like, Philly treated me dirty. You know what I'm saying?
It's kind of like with DJ Khaled, because most people don't know DJ Khaled's from Miami. He's internationally known. So back to what you were saying.
Right. But Khaled, see, Miami claims Khaled because Khaled made it out of Miami. Like, I got my deal out of Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? And it's so crazy because this Dre, they do so little promoting. When I got my deal, nobody in Atlanta knew who Aftermath was. Yeah. So I would tell people I signed to Aftermath, and they're like, oh, that's a new independent. So I had to stop telling people I was signed to Aftermath and just start saying I'm signed to Dr. Dre. You know what I'm saying? The Aftermath wasn't opening no doors besides the radio stations, the big stuff. But regular fans and people had never heard of Aftermath. Because Dre, it ain't like Dre rep it like Jay-Z, right? Oh, throw up the rock, and you don't hear.
No, that was one of the biggest things coming up. We always used to wonder, why is Jay like Rockefeller this? And we used to like try to kill to get one of those Aftermath t-shirts. We were like, if there was an Aftermath clothing line, we probably all would have got it.
Facts. And that's why I was calling up for the label. I had Aftermath jacket. I actually just sold it to I had a #1 fan back in the day, and he stuck with me. to where he ain't even a fan no more. He one of my closest friends from Canada or whatever. Yeah, so but like he came to me one day like, yo, I'm your biggest fan, blah blah blah. So I started sending him exclusive music, like y'all, cause we built up a rapport where he was like, I would never put it out. I don't even have a way to put it out. And to this day, he probably got my Aftermath album, still would never put it out. You know what I'm saying? To now, I call his son, he got a newborn son. I call him uncle, a nephew. You know what I'm saying? We done built up that rapport, but I end up selling him my Aftermath jacket. I had one Aftermath jacket that I got made myself, and I gave my whole team got them or whatever. They all probably still got them, but yeah, I sold mine. But yeah, Aftermath gear, he didn't do it because Dre told me he thrived that. He told me one time he's in the Guinness Book of World Records because he made the most money off music. So I was like, no, Jay-Z, they made, I was a naive kid, so I was quick to open my mouth like, no, Jay-Z made money, da-da-da. No, Diddy, da-da-da. No, I said most money off music. I don't have a liquor. I don't have a clothing line. I don't have none of that. I just sell music. You know what I'm saying?
That's true, actor.
You know what I'm saying? He was like, I'm the richest that only sell music. And all the way up until Jimmy Iovine, I think this was a forced move, but Jimmy was like, you got to do something. So they did the Beats by Dre headphone.
Yo,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But up until then, Dre wasn't putting his name on something, but that made sense for Dre.
Yeah.
Headphone. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so.
Because I went to press pictures of you, like the Aftermath, and then like right on the sleeve, it was like AM, PM right there.
Any Aftermath gear you ever saw me in, I got it made myself.
Oh shit! We're thinking like the label just gives you these shares, like.
See, and Dre didn't see that. I was finding investors here without even signing to them. They were spending 40, 50,000 on it. Like they just wanted to be down. We was having tour buses. I paid 16 models and 16 of my favorite guys to get on the tour bus. We went to Miami like spring break weekend. Everybody had Aftermath shirts on, promoting Crack Murder Miss Bills. None of this gets back to Dre because they're not in the streets. They're not seeing like, yo, we really repping for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If I shouldn't be, let me know. But I could never force that hand. I wanted them to make the label bigger because that would make me bigger. Like if Aftermath I'm telling people I'm signing Aftermath and they're looking at me like I'm stupid. Like, oh, for real? Like, okay. Because they didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
The average fan, unless you follow Eminem or Dr. Dre's career, because 50 Cent just said it maybe briefly twice on Get Rich or Die Trying. Shady, Aftermath. But you didn't know that was a label if you didn't know what Aftermath was. If you just heard him say that, he didn't say Aftermath ENT or entertainment. He just said Shady, Aftermath. You know what I'm saying? So it was never, I couldn't get the love. Now on the West Coast, I was God. You tell somebody you on Aftermath on the West Coast, it was,
oh yeah,
really, you sounded great. Like, nigga, I was in the studio one day, the assistant came up like, hey, Ray J's downstairs, he wants to meet you. I'm like, what? Ray J comes up drunk, like, yo, tell Drake, man, I want to work with him. I'm like, I'm not telling Dre that shit. Like, you trying to get me fired and shit. I fucks with Ray J though. I fucks with Ray J, but I'm like, I wasn't in a position to bring no business to Dre. You know what I'm saying? I'm worried about bringing my songs to Dre. I can't come here like, oh, so-and-so want to get with you. He going to start looking at me crazy. Especially, I don't know your relationship with Dre. What if he don't like you? Or what if, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all cool. Because if y'all real cool, you should be able to get to him. Dre don't leave. He's in the same studio for still. I ain't spoke to Dre since, maybe 10 years, something crazy. And I probably could find him right now if I was in California.
Wow.
He don't switch his routes. I know what restaurant he went to today. You know what I'm saying? And I still got homies that work over there. So I know they still in the same studio. There's only but so many eating spots right there. Y'all not going far. Like, it's just, he's set in his ways. I mean, I like that about Dre, but he can do that. He ain't got to be out there like other people. Other people still got to show their face. They got to be at the hot parties, the hot clubs. Yeah. He ain't got to.
Yeah, because I can only imagine like the studio sessions when you see them on camera, like in the streets, like, I know where that is.
Facts. Or I see shit in the public, in the media where I kind of know the person and I know the shit is fake. Like, I know him. I know his character. He wouldn't do that bullshit. Now people change, but nah. Yeah, so you know what I'm saying?
So yeah, man, this is like one of our longest interviews we ever had on the show. I usually cut people.
Shout out, I got the fucking record. Shout out Juice, Bishop Lamont, all y'all niggas, y'all motherfucking bros. But hey, I got the longest. Y'all gonna have to talk. Y'all gotta come with some more stories, man.
The whole 3 hours that we spent here talking, like that's gonna live on forever because you didn't really give a really in-depth interview of like your career where you sat down like this. But I also think timing is everything with the media. Because nowadays, all these rappers doing podcasts.
Facts. Yeah, like I said, man, it's a lot of stuff gonna come out because it's stories I forget about. Like I haven't went through them tapes in 15 years.
Yeah.
I just recently pulled them out the tuck because right before X passed away, I started going through my X footage because my manager was already doing a situation with X was going executive producer. He was doing a deal with Mass Appeal, Nas's company, where they were going to put out a job. Well, Def Jam was actually hiring Mass Appeal. Mass Appeal was for hire. It wasn't really their documentary, but they were doing a documentary on X, and they had all the fucking footage of when he got out of jail, all the recent footage, but they didn't have the real classic stuff. So that's where my manager came into play. But I guess Mass Appeal, the company folded. So basically the documentary never got did. And now it's like X's estate is moved over to his family. They're in charge of the estate now. So no matter who wants to put out a documentary, if they don't approve it, it's not going through nowhere. So all that footage that we have that my manager, well, when he gave it to Mass Appeal, he only leased it anyway. Now HBO is doing a documentary. They use maybe, I think it's 2 snippets of what he got, but other than that, we have all the raw footage, and we come up with a documentary because his family is with me. You know what I'm saying? And my manager, he talked to the family, the people in charge now. Like, you know what I'm saying? So we're doing. I don't even think we're gonna follow the aspect of DMX's rap career. We're really gonna focus on him as a character. But wait till you see this footage. I mean, my manager has footage of X. Just like me. He started taping X before X took off. So you see the escalation of X just riding around to his first album, but they don't really know what's about to happen right now, to X going to malls and people just, security got to kick them out because it's too crazy to, dog, if I can show you this shit I got on my computer, it's ciphers. This is from my manager footage, but I'm doing the documentary. I do film too, so I'm the one chopping this shit up. So I've had this footage for years and shit, but I never put it out. But I have footage of before I knew my manager, DMX's first tour, they in the car battling. It's X, Swiss, Redman, fucking Keith Murray, fucking. And my manager told, salute to them. My manager actually said he told Redman one time he got footage and oh no, it was Swiss Beats, and Swiss thought he was lying, so he didn't even pay him no mind. But we have actual. Like we have real footage. We got the whole tour on tape. You'll see Eve. You'll see everybody. You'll see X in his rawest form. I got interviews where it wasn't even an interview. My manager and X just went to the Def Jam office and Flavor Flav was in there. And X and Flav had like a 40-minute conversation on tape and just talk about some real stuff. And you know what I'm saying? I got X in raw form, like battle. Like we got Hove on there. We got Ja Rule when he was X's hype man. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
we're hearing all this now. Knowing that he passed now, like, do you find yourself like sometimes combing through it just to get the memory of him, just for like, damn.
That's why I went through the whole thing, because I maybe have 2 tapes of my own filled with DMX. So I have hours of shit from my manager's footage, but I have maybe 2 hours. No, I would say about an hour and 40 worth of my own X footage, because after I was gone from Aftermath years later, X would come to the studio when he in Atlanta, but I lived at the studio. So, and also the director, Frida Son, did this movie that's about to come out. We were all broke at this time, so we were all living at the studio. So he had his camera. X was here, and X didn't come. Usually, all the time when I got with X, it was people around. He had his entourage. He came to my studio one late night with just his baby mother. She was pregnant at the time. It was him and her. Like, and his driver, some old limo driver who stayed in the car the whole night. You know what I'm saying? But I got the rawest footage from that. because X didn't, usually when you with X, it's a lot of people around. So X just bounce around. He's talking to this guy. Now, yo, what's up? Oh, where we going tonight? Yeah. With this, and we in the studio, only people in here is people that I know. I'm the only person that X knows. My manager, that's his little cousin. So when X is in town, my manager don't run out to get with X. You little cousin still to me. You Earl. Like, it's late. I'm in the bed already. When I be like, yo, X in town, let's get with X. Like, he like, man, he want to get with me. He can come over here and have dinner with the wife and I. Like that's the little cousin. So I'm like, well, shit. So he like, but X is downtown. He want to come to the studio. You the only one there he know. Go meet him up the block. So I'm like, fuck. I got to go up. Now, I live on this block. Up the block is all these bars that we frequent, but where nobody's at the bar. They don't know us. But I'm like, I get to go up there and pull X out the bar. You know what I'm saying? And be like, X, come on. So I'm about to be lit on my block. I get right out my front door. X has walked down the street by himself. Just him and his baby mom in Atlanta hood. Don't know nobody. That's just to show who X was. He didn't care. He didn't need an entourage. It's night. It's maybe 11 at night. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because in the footage, I remember we looked and it's like 1:30 a.m. or something. And the driver's like, how long y'all going to be? Because he just sitting on the dark block waiting. He didn't come in. So I walk out the door. X is out here. All my neighbors are outside crowding. They done made a whole crowd around this nigga. Because Atlanta, you see a lot of celebrities, but certain celebrities are just different when you see them. Actually, like, yeah, he's different. You see DMX, you're like, oh shit, it's DMX.
This guy was the only guy to make gangsters cry that I've seen.
Facts. He's the only rapper that will get on TV and cry in front of you and then punch you in your face. Yeah, like if you call him soft for crying. You know what I'm saying? X don't give him. X was different. Like, trust me, from the bottom of my heart, X is different. My dog, I got a clip out there on YouTube, X and my dog playing around. My dog was only a puppy in there, but let me tell you, this puppy was a fighter. He didn't let nobody near him. As soon as X came in, he just, like.
Dog was where he was.
Like, X was no disrespect. God rest his soul. X truly was a dog.
I was wondering now, too, like, for your future and after the movie now, too, like, do you, like, check in with other Aftermath artists like John Connor or, like, a Slim the Mobster or any of those other artists, just to be, like, because you came from that?
Nah, because you know what I'm saying? I'm along the lines of X where I don't make too many friends. You know what I'm saying? I don't make too many friends. I got people that I met along the way that I'll always fuck with. Juice is one of them. Like, okay, I went to I found his Instagram and I was like, yo, this Gage, you know what I'm saying? And because he had changed his name, I had to find him. You know what I'm saying?
And the same way I found you, found him, found you. So it's like,
yeah, like, to be honest, I probably always talk to Juice more than I'll ever talk to a Bishop Lamont or somebody, or, you know what I'm saying, from the league. You know what I'm saying? Just because Juice was living it while I was living it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was with Dre.
Up in the same era.
Same era. Me and Bishop Lamont did too, but Dre always put us against each other so much. Yeah. And Bishop was a little older than me too. Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? He already had a different mind frame. Like, Bishop didn't smoke and drink, and Bishop wasn't out whoring, fucking all the bitches with everybody. You know what I'm saying?
East Coast vibe. Every time we talk to him, he's like, man, I listen so much East Coast shit. It's crazy. I'm like, really?
Fact. Like, the first time I met Bishop was in Miami. We was both sent to Miami. I don't know who I was working with at the time. Maybe Scott Storch or somebody, but no, he was working with Storch. I hadn't worked with Storch yet. That's how I got.
I wonder if that's a video. There's a video of that going around of him and Scott Storch in Miami, Bishop Lamont.
Okay, maybe. But the first day I met him, he said, "Yo, welcome to the NFL." I'm like, the NFL. He said, "Yeah, you on Not For Long Records." See, me coming. I didn't know nothing about Dre and his, he don't put nobody out. I didn't know those rumors when I got there. Until I got there, the radio station started asking me about, what about all these artists?
Joe Beast.
Joe Beast. I never knew that. Like, my manager knew Joe Beast. He was fucking with Joe Beast and them because Mel was his friend. He used to always tell me about Joe Beast, but I ain't know. And it's so crazy. Before me, my manager actually took an artist to Cali. He got an artist in there with Dre. And this was a hard artist. I guess Mike Lynn heard him. He's like, yo, bring him to Cali. My manager took him there just like he took me. They took him to the studio, and they said 50 was doing Get Rich or Die Trying at the time. So he was actually in the studio while 50 was doing his first album, and M was in there. He caught laryngitis, lost his voice the whole trip. This artist. So that's just one point to say how my manager been there so many times. When he was running with X, Russell Simmons said, yo, I want to give you a job. He never got Russell's number. His friend ended up bumping into him one day, like, yo, I'm with Russell Simmons. He's like, yo, put him on the phone. He's like, yo, this X's cousin. You offered me a job one day. He said, yo, I'm going to give your man my number. Call me Monday or something like that, and I got you. We're going to work something out. His man lost the phone number. So my manager has always been in position. So that's one reason me and him so close now, because I was the one person that got him to where he's been so close. He was there with family. DMX is his blood cousin, and he didn't get let in the door with X. Like, you know what I'm saying? People pushed him back. The powers that be around him made sure they got X separated from him because they ain't like that shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy. That just shows the loyalty, though.
Yeah, so you know what I'm saying? I got a ton of stories, man. We gonna come with a ton of stories. Man, I ain't done. The movie's gonna open up a whole new bracket. I can tell you next time. I can tell you about some of the celebrity movie stars I done party with and shit. The female, not no dudes. I don't care. I
like that. I got straight over here. I like that. I like that.
I ain't care about the guys, but yeah. I've been out with just me, J Bible, and probably 5 of the top female actresses in the game. Like just me, J Bible, and them. At a house.
We get time to ask them after. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Listen. I'm talking about exclusive. I've been at parties with like major celebrities, and it was only maybe 8 or 9 people at the party.
Oh shit.
You know what I mean? And the people might have been. I'll tell you one party I went to. It was a house party. He said, my people having a house party. This back in the day before she was married. So he's like, my J Bible knows every fucking body in Cali. I guess from knowing Dre and everybody for so long, he'd have met everybody and know everybody. So he's like, yo, we going to this, it's Halloween in Cali. He like, yo, my people, this is the last story I'll give you, and then I'll let you go. Shit, I ain't gonna hold you all night.
Oh, no, this is good, yo. This is one of the best.
So look. He's like, my homie is having she throwing a little house party. It's a little Halloween party. We ain't got to dress up. It's just going to be a couple people there. So I'm like, all right, let me see what's popping. So we get to the door. It's a little house, little backyard party. So he like, yeah, I'm going to call my homie, tell her open the door. He calls his homie. He said, yo, open the door. Nigga, your homie is fucking Gabrielle Union. Like, listen, I walk in, it's only like 7 people, 8 people. We go straight to the back. It's Gabrielle Union, Regina King, Sanaa Lathan is in the backyard. Serena Williams is in the backyard. Yo, it's a couple more that I can't think of. The only black girl to be in scary movies. The scary movie that Marlon Wayans used to play. I can't think of. I think her name is Regina too.
Yeah,
her name might be Regina too, but no offense and shit. But yeah, her and a lot of other celebrities, man. And it was some low key shit. That's what I was like, yo, Jay, you know every fucking body. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm in here with these beautiful, beautiful celebrity girls, and I'm gonna tell you what fucked me up. I looked right across the backyard. You know who's standing there right by himself? Steve fucking Urkel.
What?
You just never know. You just never know who you run into in California. Steve Urkel is there. Basketball player. Mitch Richmond is there, and I believe Mekhi Phife was there. Everybody that was there besides me and J Bible, you saw on TV. And then they was like, shit, we going to the club. We went to the club with them, with all the girls, everybody. Who's at the club? Megan Good and a lot of more girls. They come party with us. Like, it was just, I've had some nights where it was like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying this to say I got with none of them women or nothing or no shit like that. You know, the internet will run wild with it. You know what I'm saying? The internet will run wild with it. But nah, I ain't get with none of them. But it was just that experience that kind of molded me. Like, I came back to Atlanta kind of different. Like, and that's why I'm like, I'm different now. You can't tell me to hang out with these chicks at the strip club when I've hung with some of
unions for crazy.
Yeah, some of Black Hollywood's top chicks. And it was so low-key. Gab wasn't dressed up. She had her hair tied up in the bonnet, like how chicks go to sleep, like no makeup on, that type of stuff. Yeah, they had to get right to go to the club that night. You know what I'm saying? Regina was with us, Craig's sister from Friday. She was with us. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was just just those experiences. And I probably got more experiences that I'm just not thinking of right now. But the highlight of that night was seeing Steve Urkel, because there was a rumor out at that time. We had Google then, and it was a rumor that Steve Urkel had died. So that was like, yo, motherfucker, I seen Steve Urkel, like, and my man Jay is like, who, Jalil? Like, cause he know everybody. But he's like, nigga, Gabrielle Union is right here. Sanaa Lathan is right here. Shout out Sanaa Lathan. She was the most elegant thing I ever seen. Everybody was dressed in regular street clothes, dressed down, and she was just dressed up in a fucking Asian Komodo, a fucking red, shiny shit with the chopsticks, looking like she was going to a fucking premiere. Like, you know what I'm saying? Facts. Like, you know what I'm saying? I've been in a club where Janet Jackson was there, Tom Cruise was there, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, a whole lot of I've seen a whole lot of shit. But I love those stories because they mold me. And then some people think, like, you got people who don't know my Aftermath past. So a lot of people think I lie about a lot of shit. Like, oh, you know Dr. Dre. Like, motherfucker, get out of my face. Like, if you knew all the people I knew. So that's why I'm glad I have footage. Like, I had a cameraman following me with Akon.
You can
following me with, you know what I'm saying, DMX and shit like that. Because, you know what I'm saying, I tell people stories all the day. To keep it 100, some producers I was working with before I got my deal, and they still my homies, at the time, they was trying to get my manager to manage they homie. And my manager talked to they little homie on the phone, but he told him he was managing me at the time, and he just ain't have time for another artist. Let me tell you who their little homie ended up blowing up to be. Young J. Cole.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I heard stories.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
But this was 2005. Cole ain't blow up till like 09. So my manager is like, my manager was loyal to me. A lot of, like, they was trying to get me to fire my manager. Yo, go get M manager. Go get Paul Rosenberg. Which I knew Paul might get me a lot more deals because he was managing M and everybody at Shady. But my thing was, at the end of the day, is if Nike's like, yo, we need a rapper to do a song, is Paul gonna call me or gonna call M or gonna call this person? I know my manager is only worried about me.
Yeah, he's not worried about it. Oh, we're gonna get him. He's like, no, I'm worried about my artists get this placement. So yeah.
Facts. So my people in North Carolina, they're actually doing their documentary now. Shout out Nervous Wreck, shout out Bob, because J. Cole came up under their lineage. You know what I'm saying? So, and I was funneling them my mixtapes too. So, you know what I'm saying? You just never know the connection of who might have been listening, because they damn sure was trying to get my manager to manage it. You know what I'm saying? If you look at, I believe it's Forest Hills Drive, J. Cole album, where he let people go in his house. He had a poster. He had a poster of my homies on his wall in his room, because he came up under them because they were rapping in North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? So they were giving them beats and shit. So yeah, I came up in the same circles with a lot of people. It's just everything gonna come full circle once shit come out and shit. But you got some gems. You got some stories that nobody's ever heard besides the woman I lay down with or people around. You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, I appreciate that, man, because man, like, I always knew I was gonna talk to you after, man. But see, like, I always knew I was gonna talk to artists that I grew up on. I always thought I was gonna be like you. I thought I was gonna be a rapper. Never thought I'd be like me. Yo, shout out to my guy Elliot Wilson. This guy showed me mad fucking love, and I don't even know this guy.
Shout out Elliot. Shout out Wilson, man. Yeah, man. So definitely, man. Definitely. I enjoyed the interview, man. I enjoy doing interviews with some people don't know nothing about me. So they only gonna ask,
yo, Dre, like shit like that.
Yeah, you was signed to Dre. What was that like? What's working with Dre like? Like, I ain't really work with Dre that much. I did my own. Dre didn't want that. Dre don't want to babysit nobody.
Yeah.
Dre wants you to go off on your own and come back when it's ready and let him twist them knobs, and Dre know how to work them knobs and just get the music sounding so crisp. You know what I'm saying? He want to do that.
I was more concerned about, like, what was it like? Like, instead of like, tell me about Dre. No, tell me about you. And that's where we go.
Right. Correct. And I don't even mind talking about Dre, because that's a big part of my career, because a lot of rappers like DMX and stuff stamped me before I got with Dre, but Dre stamped me. Like when I got with X, it was like, okay, I could be a rapper. X said I'm nice. I think X is one of the, this one you still had to be a hard rapper. Like you still had to be good rapper. So X, I think he's one of the hardest rappers. X don't fuck with nobody. And I can tell X ain't the type that just like me because his cousin managing me. Because he would have had his cousin doing business for him. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, that stamped me to be like, yo, I gotta keep going. But Dre stamped me to be like, yo, I can actually make money in this business. It's actually somebody out here that would pay me to do this. You know what I'm saying? And he's one of the top guys. People wish they could get with Dre. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Just like DMX met Dre back in the day. That's how he met Eve. And DMX going back and forth to Cali, he's probably interacted with Dre millions of times. He was never able to get beats out of Dre. Yeah. I probably got 12 Dre beats in my computer right now that I never released. You know what I'm saying? Just cause, like, why I'm gonna release that? I know, me knowing Dre, people always try to get me to rap on them and release them. And I'm like, me knowing Dre, he's like me. I don't like some of my old music no more. I like my flow better now. I like my content better now. I like, you know what I'm saying? But one thing I will say, I wasn't in the mind frame to do an album when I was on Aftermath. Because I was just recording songs and trying to make good songs. I wasn't thinking about having a theme to the album, like having it flow, having it all based around one topic. I was just making hot records. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I was forming what was supposed to be the biggest mixtape ever. I wasn't really, you know what I'm saying, doing a Get Rich or Die Trying where 50 escalated his life and Game did the documentary. I was just recording. Don't get me wrong, I got some big fucking songs. Dre bought a lot of songs off of me. You know what I'm saying, that he wanted for Detox. But yeah, so I understand it. And I would love to have that conversation with Dre one day about, like, I understand. Like, I wasn't ready. I wasn't. My mind frame, even doing shit like running around fuck shit at night and just hanging with, like, I ain't gonna hold you. I had a record deal and I was still driving drugs in and out of state. My manager hated this shit. But I was, just because I loved that thrill and it was extra money. It wasn't even a lot of extra money. It was just the thrill of still being in the street. So I think if Dre would have put me out, certain things in my mind never would have matured. I had to go back broke. I had to go back to nothing and damn, I can't get to the radio station. You know what I'm saying? I still see some of the DJs that you used to call my phone to get exclusive, like call me personally. I see them now and they be like, oh, how you doing? Oh, I interviewed you before? Like, damn, I used to call my
phone, dude.
Yeah, like I gave you exclusives. Like, you know what I'm saying? You told me I can come up here whenever I want. Like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, so stuff like that, those are the perks. But other than that, you know what I'm saying? The things I learned, the things I could take with me. If I decide to sign an artist, I can put in him the things Dre put in me. Because just because me and Dre didn't work a lot, don't mean we ain't talk a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because
I would go over working in a relationship, two different things.
Right. I would go over to the studio because when I did work with Dre, he had just had me in there with his engineer rapping on his beat, but he's just walking in and out. Like every now and then he'll come in like, oh, let me hear that. Oh, all right. And walk out. So I didn't interact with him until I'm sitting there eating some Doritos and he come in the kitchen. Now we're going to have a talk. You know what I'm saying? So just learning from him and how he looked at other rappers that wore so much jewelry and like just his mindset just changed me to where it was perfect. So that's one thing about, I'm glad I'm an observer because I picked up stuff from X. I was picking up from people before I met them, let alone when I start hanging around you. It can actually, I can actually pick up on your characteristics that I like. It's certain things about everybody in the industry that people are not going to like.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But the things I do like, I can take from that. Like the Dre, I ain't got a Dre walk around with the same shirt on. Nigga might come in the studio all week, had the same outfit on. Knowing Dre can afford to wear
whatever the hell he wants.
Dre can do 5 outfit changes a day, every day of his life, and never wear something twice. You know what I'm saying? One time I went to his crib, Dre called me. I'm still going into more stories. One day, Dre called me like, Dre was like, yo, come to the crib. my man Jay, like, yo, we going, Dre invite you to the crib. We going to Malibu. I'm like, Malibu? He said, yeah. Dre don't live there. He just bought a mansion just to chill at. What? We get to Malibu. It's me, Stat Quo, my man J Bible. Hold up. Me, Stat Quo, J Bible, Dre, and the DOC. That's all it is here. So, and a couple of chicks. So they ain't really had no chicks my flavor. I was coming from Atlanta, so I wanted the big booty black chicks. You know what I'm saying? They ain't really had nothing like that around there. But when I started introducing myself to these chicks, it was another level. Like one chick was like, "Oh yeah, I'm from Sweden or some country," but she says she's like the top soap opera star out there. I'm like, wow. So it's a chick over here sitting on the counter. She just chilling. And she like, the girl that I'm talking to is on the soap opera. She like, hey, I know that girl right there. Keep in mind, we all in this man's house though. We in the kitchen probably. So me and DOC the only one smoking. So, oh no, Stat Quo hit it. He had like a vaporizer. This DOC had some shit. So Stat Quo hit it and went to sleep. So I'm talking to this girl. She like, I think I know that girl over there. Just to tell you the caliber of people they keep around. She said, hey, you know how you might say, hey, don't I know you're from somewhere? The girl I was talking to says the girl on the counter. She said, hey, weren't you married to the prince of my country before? The girl says, yes. But now I'm married to the guy. My new husband started a company called Yahoo.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Wow. Jesus.
This the caliber of women that was just around. So that changed, that stuff like that changed my mental. I'm not coming back to the hood and just any hood rat gonna be around me. And not even saying I'm bougie. It's just you gotta keep excellence around if you want to be excellent. Because your mind frame is not even thinking along the lines I'm thinking of. You thinking of, can we get in the club? I want to hang around with people that's like, yo, I'm about to buy the club. I'm about to own that club. You know what I'm saying?
Howdy.
So my circle got shorter. The real loyal ones that stuck around, I just taught them the financial game or whatever. But other than that, like, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. I don't got to rap no more, but I will rap for people who still want to hear me rap. You know what I'm saying? Soundtrack to the movie coming out. Scott Free, the movie coming soon, directed by Frida Son, starring me, starring Columbus Short, starring Felicia Pearson from The Wire. I got my man Trey Chaney from The Wire. I got my man Gavin Rock in it. That's my man. He in the movie. He plays on Young Rock right now. The show The Rock got out, little sitcom. He plays Ray Lewis on that show. So, but it's a lot of heavy hitters in this joint, man. I got the Connect in the movie. He was just in Bad Boys 3. I got the officer in the movie. He's in a ton of things. He was in Godzilla. He's like, this is going to be a movie. Like, you know what I'm saying? So everybody's going to see that. They're going to get to see my acting skills. You know what I'm saying? That's coming. I got more music coming. I'm not dropping C4E3 right now. I got to hold off on that. But I'm dropping an album called IPO. Okay. Inspirational purposes only. Don't kill me if that don't come first. Sometimes I switch up and I drop another album first. But I'm definitely about to come with music. I just paid maybe 3 weeks ago and redid my whole studio. So I got all the latest software, all the new mics, all that shit. So I'm about to be pumping music out like non-fucking-stop. They ain't going to be able to stop me. You know what I'm saying? And now it's more fun to me. Music has never been fun to me till now. Because it was always, damn, I got to make a hit. Or damn, I got to get this deal. Damn, what if Dre don't like this? Now I can actually sit back. Like my nephew asked me one day, yo, who's your demographic? I said, whoever likes it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not that dude. I'm not starving. Like I said, I'm in an auction trying to buy some Jay-Z shit right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, some Jay-Z memorabilia. Hopefully when we get off this interview, like I said, it'll say, hey, you won the live bid. You know what I'm saying? Because I did the interview, so I don't know. The auction probably kept going and shit. But like, I ain't starving for money. I ain't starving for attention. I don't even like a lot of attention. I don't like doing interviews. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it is what it is. Now I can actually be me, right? Like C4E1 and C4E2 is actually me. Like, these are the songs I like, from Colossal to Motion Picture. It's like, I just like these songs. It's not like I'm making this song to hit the radio. I don't care if it hit the radio. I got radio money. You know what I'm saying? I just shot maybe 4 or 5 videos. You know what I'm saying? Spent a nice little grip on them videos. I was able to do that myself. Like, rent the cars. I didn't need an investor for once in my life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that felt good. Yeah, because it used to be, I love my manager, but it used to be, yo, change that. Or everybody's telling me which way to go, or no, let's run with the single. When I start putting my own money up, can't nobody tell me nothing.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
I still listen to my manager just because he's been around since before X was on. So he's watched so many stars. I still listen to his ear. I gotta listen to his ear. He's right 95% of the time. He said, yo, if you really want to get to Dre, I'll get you to Dre. All because my homie Mailman used to be with Dre and he got me there. So I forever listen to what he got to say.
Yeah.
But I move on my own accord. When it comes to what song we shooting a video for, that's me. When it comes to putting the budget together for the video, that's me. The money together for the video, that's me. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. I can have fun. Can't nobody tell me shit. The director of the movie shoots all my videos. I jumped in the movie for free, so you know I could call him for a video for free.
Yeah.
So I use all my money to get the cars and the atmosphere for the video. But you know what I'm saying? I ain't gotta pay my man. You know what I'm saying? I look out for him so much. He needed drone footage for the movie. I went and bought a drone a couple months ago just to shoot the drone footage. So you'll see my name in the movie as acting. You'll see my name. My music is all through it. I have a clothing line called Visual. All the actors are wearing my clothing line in the movie. They didn't have a script when it came to rapping. So it's all my real bars in the movie.
Sure.
They didn't have music. So it's all my songs in the movie. Like, you know what I'm saying? And the movie is about somebody coming from the streets and trying to be a rapper. The movie is set up to make me win. All they have to do is put the right marketing promotion out about it. And people are going to think I'm either the biggest actor that can kind of rap too, or either I'm the biggest rapper and they put me in a movie. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's one of them classics. It's like a Juice Boys in the Hood, Pay in Full type vibe. Like,
well, from your story, it's kind of like your story. That's why I'm like, I'm really interested to see this movie now.
Facts. They trying to get me out the streets. So what it is we just some brothers. We grew up together. Only my real family in it is Snoop from The Wire. She's my sister, and but she's a cop, so I don't really fuck with her. But my brother Columbus Short, and they really just trying to get me out they trying to get me out the streets and make me be a rapper. You got it's a famous DJ here named DJ Khaled. He fuck with Drake. Everybody. If anybody's seen the versus Gucci Man versus G.A.G.E. Yeah. His Gucci's DJ was DJ Khaled. He got scenes all in it. You know what I'm saying? With me, he's trying to. Everybody in the movie is trying to get me in the studio, and I'm trying to stay in the fucking street. So that's them trying to get me out. So you're gonna hear my raps all through this. It's just set up for me to win, and it's all because of my man. You know what I'm saying? My man did the movie. Y'all fired the lead. You know what I'm saying? So
I got something even better. When this movie's out, we're gonna get you back here. And we ain't even gonna do this fucking reviews that I see others do. We're just gonna talk about the movie and what you didn't like and what you did like. We're gonna you know how do you do album breakdowns? Meaning we're gonna do a movie breakdown when that shit comes out. Facts.
And they putting the money behind it, so they doing the whole rollout. They talking about I don't want to spoil nothing, but they talking Breakfast Club, shit like that.
Yeah, okay.
That whole nine to promote the movie. But you know, they got stipulations. They want all the main actors there. Even though I'm the lead actor, I'm not the big person. So, you know what I'm saying? We got Dallas Austin. He's like one of the biggest producers ever out of Atlanta, done music dating back to TLC and all that. So he's helping on the soundtrack. So we even got Drink Champs on the line. If we can, that's contingent on getting the main actors there and getting Dallas Austin there because they don't care about the lead in the movie. They really want to, you know, Nori. But when I get there, they don't know I got the old stories too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They just don't know. But right now, they know they want Dallas.
Well, they might know. DJ EFN appeared on the show. He taps in every now and then. So, yo, shout out to my guy EFN. If you're watching this, man, yo, get this man up there.
Right. Facts. DJ EFN, I got all the stories, bro. All the stories. And we doing the fucking movie. Yeah, so that's what they talking. We're gonna see how hard they go. But they got radio in pocket and everything. And that was the point. We was mainly my man, you know, I'm anti-record deal, but my manager been pushing on the person that put the money behind the movie just because, you know what I'm saying? My manager always in my corner. And he's just making a point of why not put a little bread behind this music, 2.0 music, because it only makes it right. By the time the movie come out, 2.0 is a little bigger. It makes the impact of the movie a little bigger.
Yes, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how we doing that. So that's why we doing the I'm actually going to, I just did the single for the movie. So I'm going to get that mixed this Wednesday. We got the studio time paid for. And after that, we shooting a video for it. We're going to have the foreigns pull up, Phantoms, Maybachs, anything you could think of. All the bells and whistles going to be in this video. You know what I'm saying? So
for your hardcore fans that made it to this point, like, do you have like a site or like anywhere where they can like support or even like keep up to date with you? Like, I'm gonna put your YouTube in the subscription though, but like, do you have like anywhere else where they could find you?
Right. Well, I'm working on a website right now, but for now they can just follow me on Instagram, Real 2.0. Well, I'm Real 2.0 on everything actually. You know what I'm saying? Real 2.0 on Twitter, Real 2.0. That's REAL, the number 2 and dot, and you can find me. I got the links to all my excuse me. I got the links to all my music in the bio, pictures, videos, whatever you need. My YouTube, everything on there. And by the time this movie come out and everything, because like I said, I done shot like 4 or 5 big videos, you know what I'm saying, out of my own pocket that for some reason I didn't put out. And now it's come to the time where, and they all, majority of C4E2 two songs, you know what I'm saying? But now it's come to the point where the movie is about to come out. So it makes more sense now to put it out while I have more stuff going on as opposed to just like another rap, I'm just dropping videos.
Yeah.
As opposed to, I'm dropping these videos, but we got a movie out right now. That's, you know what I'm saying? We'll be premiering in a theater, select theaters. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to work a deal with Netflix, Hulu, one of them, who knows? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I got a lot of stuff between that, the documentary, and I'm about to do some more movies, more music. I got a lot of shit in the works. Like I'm in a way better position that I was in with Dre, just because my mind is different. I know a lot of people might say that, but I actually am. Like I have more money now. I wouldn't say I got more money, but I have more incoming money. Yeah. With Dre, I would just get a big check and you got to live off that check. Now I have shit flowing in. You know what I'm saying? I can actually do what I want. I'm in a better shape. A lot of people might tell you that, and a lot of people is fucking lying because I got people that tell me like, yo, I'm in the best shape of my life. Then I go to the studio like, this studio ain't like the studio you used to be in. This ain't like, like the way I got it set up, the beats I'm getting right now, the movies and the situations, I'm in a way better situation. Documentaries of great rappers that I might be executive producing. Like I can't beat that. I can't go back to, I could say, hanging with Busta Rhymes and all that was hot, but it was nothing. It was only memories being built and learning experiences, which I wouldn't trade those memories for nothing. But now I'm like, shit, I want to know what's going to double my money, what's going to flip my money, what's going to triple. I don't even like to double my money no more. If I ain't tripling, quadrupling, 5X, you know what I'm saying? Like if I ain't doing that, I don't want it. Like, I don't mind spending if it's going to make me money. Like I probably spend way more money on investments than I do my music because I know the investments are going to pay for my music. And I wait till the investments go up, pull some out, pay for whatever I need to do with music, and then I don't touch my investments. Because if you know about investments, stocks and crypto and shit, eventually the shit will go back up. So I wait till it go back up to the point where I took the money out and now my money's back. I done took this money out, spent it, then went back and the cycle continued. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have that with Aftermath. It was, I ran through my money before I left the label. They had to put me on allowance. Like, because I lived in Atlanta with fucking, I'm going to the strip club with BMF. BMF is throwing up $250,000 in the club. How am I going to sit here and be a square? I wouldn't be representing Aftermath right. Like, you know what I'm saying? My homies that I'm hanging with is throwing up $50,000. They don't even have a deal. No record deal, straight out the trap. I'm like, yo, how can I not? And then Dre's telling me you're going to come out. I feel like I can spend this money. It'll come back. Stupid. You know what I'm saying? But I learned my lessons. Now I don't spend the money unless an investment is flipping it for me. Unless I can take it out and that money will go back without me having to put it back.
And
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Facts, man. But it was great talking to you.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People been blowing my fucking phone up. I know they like, what this nigga dead or something? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, we appreciate you, man. And yo, I always say this to you, the longest interview I've ever done. So yo, you welcome back anytime. You just
Facts. I ain't gonna hold it. Before I started your interview, my fiance was getting dressed to go out to the club. She just texted me, said I'm on my way home. So we didn't talk before she even left to all the way to she done party and she coming home. But it was great, man. It's great talking to you, man. I like talking to people who understand what the fuck I done went through, who respect my craft. They're not just looking at me as just clickbait or, you know what I'm saying? I feel like you actually wanted to have a conversation. So that's why I gave you so many stories, because it was like, I'm gonna give you what you want. You know what I'm saying? Long as you show me the respect you show me. Some people might ask for these Dre stories. They don't know shit about me. I ain't gonna give you shit. I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, Dre, yeah, I was signed to Aftermath. Yeah, we did that for 2 years. Then I left and I'm gonna go right into the Khaled mixtape. I'm not gonna tell you about Eve and how I grew up. I'm not gonna tell you. Only thing I might give them, because they always ask me, is how I grew up. So they might get the orphan story. You know what I'm saying? You got it a little more in depth, though.
Man, you gave me DMX stories. You gave me fucking. I just, it goes back to the Destiny thing. You know, walking to. I'm gonna pull out this old MP3 I have over there and show you all that old music I have from you. I used to play this shit going to school and that. So like this conversation, man, was like Destiny. So yo, you're welcome back anytime. It's from the Destiny. Man, the longest interview, man, has to be one of my favorite artists right here, man. Cute.
Know that, man. We could talk whenever. We ain't even got to talk on this interview. Just hit me up from now on. Like, yo, what's up? And I'm gonna keep in touch with you too, man. Hit me up.